What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to the show. And we're just waiting for Bobbit. So once Bobby gets here, we will get into full swing, full mode here. With me, I do have Trek. Ronnie will not be here this week. Wish her well wishes. Oh, Christ. We will. We wish Ronnie well. She will be back. She's just going in for procedures. I'm not going to speculate on what those are. But with that said, Ronnie, love you. Get well, and we'll see you when you come back. And speaking of the devil, it's fine. It's just it has your profile on there, whatever. Um, that being said, let's get into it. So the Kenny Omega thing is still going on. People need to stop. Nobody fucking cares. Kenny Omega's just trying to get people to fucking
have eyes on product.
I will say this. It may be that that's what Kenny Omega is doing, but still, if WWE, anybody in WWE was to do this, they would say you need to keep AEW out your mouth. Well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. AEW needs to worry about what they are doing, not what WWE is doing. They don't need to worry about how WWE is doing it. They're both the same fucking thing. They're wrestling. Comments that he made no sense. We talked about it on Thursday night. To say that they are doing different things makes no sense because they're going to be doing the same things that WWE is doing for him. So for him to say that, he's an idiot. If this is his character, fucking downward spiraling, it's not going to work because Kenny Omega cannot act. He is god awful terrible, in my opinion. And I know in basement he knows says the same thing. I cannot stand listening to Kenny Omega for 2 seconds. The Brock and Kofi thing, I'll get into it. We'll get into that in a minute. I was asked of me yesterday, what do you think of the Fatal 5-Way that's happening tonight for the #1 contender for the Universal title? Well, number one, why the fuck is Rey Mysterio in this fucking match? Number two, where is it going? Where is it going? I don't know. I mean, if I was to look at it,
off of a
hold
cliff.
on. Damn it. If I had to speculate, well, the question was, do you think they're taking the title off of Seth Rollins to move him over to SmackDown? I don't think so. I don't think they're moving Seth Rollins over to SmackDown. They have Roman Reigns over there. You don't want to overload and leave Raw with absolutely nothing. Because you've seen what it did to SmackDown. It almost just made the show, and for a time, they're a little unwatchable. Thank God they had AJ Styles. Now, they do have AJ Styles over there, but with the fucking stupid fucking storyline that they have him in, they ain't putting a title on him. He's in that match. And if they do put the title on him, what the fuck are they going to do with the U.S. title? People aren't thinking about these things. Unless they put all the fucking titles on fucking AJ Styles, then just get rid of the fucking U.S. title for fuck's sake. Nobody cares. What do you guys think? Trek, Bobbit, and Heather? What do you guys? Even though she's sitting right here.
I can tell you exactly what.
Well, hold on. Let me ask the question. Calm your shit. What do you guys think they're going to do with Seth Rollins? What do you think is going to happen? Go ahead, Bobby.
He's gonna fall. He's gonna fall off a cliff.
If you're not going to give me a real answer, then don't talk. Heather.
Having a fucking
Look,
idea. They fucked his character
this
so
is
bad.
what's going to happen with him. He's
Say it again,
he's
Bob.
going to stay on Raw. He's going to be the Universal Champion for 10 years, and there we go. That's what's going to happen.
Give me a real answer.
That is a real
That's
answer.
not a real answer. He ain't gonna be the champion for 10 years. I don't. We had this talk on Thursday about Bray Wyatt winning the fucking title. Ultimately, that's where they're going with it, and it's gonna kill Bray Wyatt. I don't care. And for people, they built Seth Rollins up to be a beast who cannot be beat. So, and I think that's why Bob had said he's going to be the champion for 10 years. No, they're not. Somebody's going to come. Seth Rollins is a guy. Somebody's going to come along and beat him. But you have to make it look legit. And Bray Wyatt does not look legit. What? Because he's got a fucking mandible claw? He's not supernatural, people. It's just Bray Wyatt under a mask. He's a narcissistic sociopath. It's exactly what he fucking is. It's exactly what his character is. It's exactly the way they fucking portray him, and you can't tell me any different. Because they said it on the Firefly Funhouse. He's a narcissistic sociopath.
And they just said sociopath.
It doesn't matter. Narcissistic. He's narcissistic. He's narcissistic. So yeah. Trek, what about you?
They're gonna keep it on Rollins, and sadly, he's gonna lose it to the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, whatever you want to call him. He's gonna lose it.
You know what? From now on this show, you will call him Bray Wyatt. He's not the Fiend. The character doesn't. It's Bray fucking Wyatt. Bray Wyatt. That's all I'm gonna say. Stop calling him the Fiend because it's losing its. It makes no sense. Makes no. Narcissistic? You're narcissistic. I'm just kidding. No, you're not narcissistic. A narcissist. Look it up. Google it. I can't. I'm kidding, Aaron. I can't give it to you off the top of the head. It's somebody that thinks they're
better than everybody else.
Yeah, but it's not.
Just go look up videos of Lex Luger and the narcissist.
Yeah.
As the narcissist.
Yeah, he's an ego that's bigger than what it should be. And a sociopath that's easy to figure out. Go look at serial killers. Narcissistic sociopath. See, there's your answer. Self-centered or full of themselves. And that's exactly what Bray Wyatt is. He's full of himself. You're preaching to the choir, Ace. We already talked about that on Thursday. It's exactly what Basement said. I agree with him 100%. The only reason that he's there is because of Halloween. I don't know, and I can tell you right now, I hate to say this, I don't know if he's going to fucking win the title. The more I think about it, the more I think that Seth Rollins is going to win. Or they're going to keep the title on him. They could put the title, or they could leave the title on Seth, or take the title off of Seth, and then after Hell in a Cell put the title back on him. I don't know what the fuck they're going to do. I don't even know who the 5 competitors. That could very easily happen. Horny Goat, I can see that happening for sure. Which I don't know why they want to pull the trigger on that like now. It makes no sense, but I can see it. WWE just needs to fucking slow the fuck down. They're hot-shotting something that could really work that could really pan out for them and turn the corner for them, but they're not. They're striking while the iron is hot, and this is one of those things that you shouldn't strike while the iron is hot. I agree, Basement. I agree. I got to turn the light on. Just give me a second.
It's not out there yet. Drink it.
What else did I want to talk about? What else did I want to talk about?
Rey Mysterio.
Oh, the whole Fox thing, them talking about Rey Mysterio and then saying Nacho Libre. Come on, people. It's not a knock on Rey Mysterio. It's all in good fun. I mean, good God. Give me a fucking break. I mean, for real. Do you think Fox, who it paid the WWE $1 billion to come onto their show, and they're just going to shit all over it? No. No. It's all in good fun, and I don't care. People making something out of nothing that makes no sense. Rey Mysterio was at the game. Titus O'Neil was at the Packer game.
No, he was at the Badgers game.
Oh, yeah, he was at the Badger game because that game was on Fox. He was at the Badger game. I think they're doing this where all the big games, or just games in general on Fox, they're having superstars go to these games and so that they can get their exposure. But Rey Mysterio wasn't interviewed. He was sitting in the stands. So it's just whatever. People need to stop. Think about why they said what they said. I think you're right. I'm with you. I'm not a fan of Rey Mysterio. I really don't care. But I think that it's all superstars. It's when NFL with the NFL, it is regionalized. So like the Cowboys probably got like Roman Reigns showed up on fucking Fox, showed up at the game. We got Titus O'Neil, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure we got. They didn't put him on there. They just showed a picture of him sitting in the stands. So, but yeah, I don't care. I know Trek got on there and he got all hot and bothered over it. And you can't tell me you weren't hot and bothered over it.
You know, I was. You calmed me down. I appreciate it. Thank
Well,
you.
but you got to think about it. People getting all look. A legit sport just called out and said, if anything, Jack Black should be called out because he's the one that made the fucking movie. And I don't even know what the comment was because I didn't watch the Vikings game, so I don't know, and I really don't care, to be honest with you. But what did he say? What did they say? What are the exact words?
They're kind of knocking the ass mask on. Like Nacho, he looked like Nacho Libre or something like that.
Well, did he look like Nacho Libre?
Yeah.
Was he wearing a mask? Was he wearing a mask?
He did.
Okay.
Well, he always
was.
has
there you
a
go.
mask on.
Huh?
He always has the mask on, though. That's just how he is.
So why would you not make a comment like that? I would have. Hey, look, Nacho Libre's in the stands.
I would have too.
Man, it's only good fun.
There's Johnny Gas up there.
Yeah, that's not snowmobile, but
Sounds like it.
it's not.
Hell, I would have said Basement's favorite wrestler.
Yeah, it wasn't meant in a derogatory way. It was all in good fun, good humor. People've got to calm down, and they got to sit in your dog.
Well, they take this shit way too seriously.
They do. I'm gonna also talk about. We're gonna talk about Lacey Evans real quick. Who cares? She got fucking pulled over, and it was tweeted out that it was a work. Oh my God. People on both sides losing their shit. How dare you pull over Lacey Evans? Well, if she was fucking speeding, I would have fucking pulled her ass over too. I don't give a fuck who she is. I could give a shit if I was a police officer and Aaron Rodgers was speeding and I pulled him over. I'd give him a fucking ticket. You got to separate what you do with fantasy, in a sense, if that makes sense. So, what did you? I know you guys seen. What do you guys think of that?
I think it was nice work.
If in fact it was. I don't know if it really was. I don't care.
Oh, by the way, for you Pyro marks out there, Pyro's coming back.
Oh yeah, I seen that. I don't care. Again, something else.
So
I
now
don't
you
give
can
a
shut
shit
up about it.
Huh? What?
So now people can fucking shut up about it.
No. They does it really matter? What is it going to add? It's going to add to the entertainment value of the show. It's not going to add to the fucking wrestling. It adds no value except for entertainment to the wrestling. Sorry, I don't give a shit.
I don't either, but you know there's fucking Pyro marks out there.
They're fucking idiots. They're
Exactly.
true fans. They are true fans. They're only there for the entertainment value. The only ones that really need the pyro is Kane when he's there and fucking Brock Lesnar. I can give a shit about anybody else having the pyro.
And AJ.
No,
I mean,
with the way that when the bass drops in his music, it's still his entrance still makes sense.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar just looks like a fucking idiot. Pyro.
Pretty much.
It's like Ryback when he's 2 seconds ahead of his theme music.
The wild card rule is gone. There is no getting rid of it. It's gone.
Why is Nakamura here tonight?
Because as soon as the draft happens, it's gone. So let's see if Seth Rollins comes out and no sells fucking the Fiend or Bray Wyatt again.
Right.
Oh, Chicago PD. That's what was on before Raw.
Yeah.
Only thing good about Chicago is the Cubs.
Yeah, they may not make playoffs.
Actually, they got eliminated already.
Did they? No, they didn't.
Hmm?
No, they didn't.
Because everybody's saying the Brewers are going to get the second wild card spot.
Right, they're in second. Doesn't mean that they're in the top wild card spot right now.
How many more weeks is left until postseason?
There's 6 games left in the season.
Okay.
So let's see.
Which either way, you know, the Cubs or Brewers gets in. I don't care because I like both teams. So ain't no skin off my bones.
Chicago, if they lose tomorrow, then they're down to 1 game. Chicago cannot win the NL Central. They're behind by 4 games. There's only they can't because they only have 6 games left. The living embodiment of a nightmare.
Unless you lose it this Monday.
See, they're giving away what's going to happen.
I've got to defend my Universal title against the Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
No, it don't. The Undertaker's still fucking wrestling. The fuck is he talking about? Whose career is the fucking Hell in a Cell shortened? Somebody, please tell me. Please? Can somebody please tell me whose career has been shortened?
What I heard was Tim White.
Okay, that's one.
Yeah.
But Mankind's fault that it shortened his fucking career.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, it was outside of it. He keeps.
He would have had, even with doing that, he had actually just stopped there. His career still would have been a little longer than what it was.
I disagree. With the way Mick Foley was, no. Sorry, I have to disagree. Dang, fucking leg drop is.
Second fall. With the chair
I understand that, but he said careers. It hasn't shortened careers. It's shortened a career. That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to do what I
also having him and shortening Shawn Michaels' career.
That was a casket match that shortened his career. He was fine up until the casket match.
I'm trying to think of careers, but I can't think of any.
Nobody. The Undertaker's had the most matches in Hell in a Cell, and it has not shortened his career.
It should have.
The Undertaker didn't want to quit fucking wrestling.
I need my paycheck.
fucking. Hell, the turnbuckle shortened Sting's career by 2 days. Oh, and Owen Hart by his entire life.
Oh!
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, I did see that picture of Chris Benoit's son, and not Daniel. He's his other son.
David.
I got into a debate about that shit, and I'm gonna tell you exactly my exact thoughts about that in a second. Gonna have to. I mean, it's exactly what fucking Braun Strowman's calling him out on. What?
Telemarketer, nothing special.
And we have another guest, Mr. Canadian Basement.
What's up,
big
beautiful?
nips?
What's going on?
What's up, man?
What's up, baby?
Not much.
You know, everybody's making this big deal about Chris Benoit's son going to AEW. Wait till the Bowflex on a pole match. Not even his dad
who
survived
said-
that.
I don't
Who
understand.
said-
Like,
hold
who
on,
is this
hold on,
guy besides
hold
him
on.
being a fucking son?
Who says he's going to AEW? Who says he's going to WWE?
Everybody on Twitter, apparently.
Twitter can eat my
Okay,
dick.
well, that's fine. But here's the thing. I've never seen this guy fucking wrestle.
And
So
nobody
people-
has. I don't care what anybody
Nobody has.
says. So
Nobody
people saying he's
was.
good and shit fucking makes no sense.
You never seen, that's what I'm saying. I've never seen the guy wrestle, so how can somebody say he's a great wrestler? What, just because his dad was a good wrestler, that makes him a good wrestler? You look at trying to think of a wrestler.
David Flair wasn't very good, or it wasn't.
There you go. Look at Ric Flair. David Flair was, I wouldn't say he was bad, but he wasn't
But
really
he wasn't
great.
anything.
Wasn't
So
good.
many second generation wrestlers are like that, man.
Yes.
Axel.
Who? Curtis Axel. I think Curtis Axel's a great worker. I don't think he's as good as his dad, but
Dallas.
he's a good worker too, but he's not as good as his dad was. I don't know. People speculating just because of who he is. Who knows? Who knows? He might be a good wrestler, but I've never seen him wrestle before, so I really don't care.
I mean, he doesn't even look like he's in like a wrestling shape. I haven't seen just in the few pictures I've seen, but people are all up in someone. They're climbing up they're climbing up his ass for some reason in terms of like loving the guy.
I think it's because of his last name.
It's not just that. It's also the fact that he looks exactly like his father.
But that doesn't make him a good wrestler.
No, it does not. And somebody put out there that if AEW signs him, they should sit there and try to promote him as this is Benoit's son. And it's like, you would kill his career instantly with
You without seeing him wrestle. If AEW wants him, I mean, if WWE wants him, he's going to end up. If he comes to WWE, he's going to end up performing.
He won't go to WWE. I don't think. I think if he goes anywhere, it's going to be in the indie circuit, and he should wrestle with a mask on for a while. I think, in all honesty,
I don't know who he is though. There'll be those haters who are up to chant Benoit's son or something like that. They'll still get it out.
I don't think there's going to be that much hate on the guy.
It's just you hurt wrestlers' careers by doing that. I mean, look what Charlotte had to go through when they sat there and pushed constantly that Ric Flair's her dad. Ric Flair's her dad. Ric Flair's her dad. Instantly, oh, she's only there because of her name.
No, she's only getting where she's at because of her name. It's not because of how good she is.
Should wrestle with a mask on, man. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen a guy wrestle, so I don't.
And
Nobody
I've
has.
seen, even he himself has said he's never done more than a couple of sparring matches with friends that have wrestling school.
Well, then why?
So why is anybody even talking about this guy?
Because
Outside of the
Because
fact
it's
that it looks like
Benoit.
Benoit.
I think it's the name. Like I said, I think it's the name.
Yeah, but the name alone won't get you a roster spot. You have to at least do something.
You have to do. Yeah, you can't.
You have to go through the training and the schooling and all of that first.
Not these two fucking assholes. Viking Raiders.
All right. What else? What was I gonna say? I was gonna talk about in the middle of the Braun Strowman.
I
Eat that. I'll probably. Online. Yeah, I've actually this weekend I took a break away from wrestling. I was checking out social media, but I don't think I really I responded to a couple of people, but I haven't really too much into wrestling this weekend.
I was watching football all weekend and playing Gears 4. I didn't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I had Godsmack and Hailstorm concert, which was phenomenal, by the way.
Yes, it was. A lot of fun.
And then
A lot of fun picking on a woman in front of us.
no shit, she flashed her boobs and everything. I should have taken.
Oh,
Those were not boobs.
Dude, they weren't that big. They were.
Yes.
She was. I have bigger boobs.
She was the kind of person that you had to slap on the back to be able to find the nipples.
Fair
She
enough.
flashed her nipples.
oh God.
So essentially, to be like fucking a guy, right?
Yes.
With a vagina. Fair enough. It was funny though when we were at the concert. Sully, I can't remember his name, his last name. Sully Erna. He's sitting there and he's like, talking to the crowd, and there's this guy over in the fucking corner.
Yeah,
Fucking
I think it was the bassist.
No, it wasn't the bassist. It was a fan.
No, he sat there and said, "Hey Tony, what are you doing over there? You smoking weed?
Oh.
You fucking pothead, get back up here."
So whatever, it was fucking hilarious.
I gotta tell you, for anybody who has not heard him actually just speaking, just imagine Joe Pesci. You got it.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying? But his voice isn't that much different from his singing voice. Same.
His speaking voice sounds like he's on helium.
Really? It
Maybe.
kind of does, yeah. The fuck are we watching now?
Don't you think it's kind of fucked up with the NXT like commercial saying, if you don't want BS, and they're advertising during Raw? It's like, so what am I watching? Bullshit.
Yes.
So changing their music is going to make them a little bit more intimidating. How much you want to bet the Viking Raiders destroy all of them?
I think so.
I don't even know what's happening. I'm watching commercials.
The OC is wrestling the Viking Raiders.
All right. I'll continue watching commercials then.
Yeah.
Thing is too, like I like the OC. It's just they just can't. They're just dead already.
Yeah, and I don't want to hear. I don't want people to try and justify anything that they do because it don't fly with me. If they bury somebody, or I shouldn't say bury somebody because 3-on-1 they should have buried, and I don't think Cedric Alexander is buried.
No.
Only time
How
will
much
tell.
do you want to bet Cedric Alexander? AJ Styles is going to get involved in this, and Cedric Alexander is going to come out and interfere. I know.
I think they're using him the way they want to use him, just
he in
like
the
a lot of
5-man?
the talent they have.
Say it again, Basement. I'm sorry.
I think they're using him the way they want to use him. They know his strong point is what he does in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
They want to involve him in some other talent and highlight him in the ring, and don't need to take off with him.
No.
Because where's he going to go from there? He's just generic on the mic.
Agreed.
But if they keep highlighting him, I guess they're like trying to develop him in some way, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah.
The Viking Raiders I could give less of a shit about, in all honesty.
Right now, yes. And I don't want people coming at us and saying, well, they're great in the ring. I don't give a shit if they're the best wrestler in the fucking world. If they are not being showcased the way they should, I don't care.
They're in the WWE Tag Team division, so they might as well be buried alive. Like they do a very poor job with tag teams on the main roster.
They have for many, 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 many years.
Forever, almost. I'm gonna say, unless it's a gimmick match or based upon gimmicks. Like they had this one era, and I'm gonna say it was probably like 3 to 4 years where they were solid with tag teams. But
in the era, the Attitude Era, they weren't too bad.
That was when they were the best. But it was really just 3 or 4 tag teams that ran the division for those years, right?
Right. I mean, the thing with the tag team division, in the Attitude Era, if you go and look at it, a lot of times the tag team titles, there's been a couple of times where it extended into a feud, not like the one that fucking Seth and fucking Braun Strowman had, because that was absolute fucking trash. They tried reliving the Shawn Michaels Stone Cold feud, which makes no fucking sense.
See, in order for like the tag team division to work, you unfortunately or fortunately, you have to put some main event talent in there and relegate them as tag teams. But then you just treat the tag team division better.
I agree.
like I think WWE has looked long and hard at the tag team division and said as soon as someone's big enough to be on the main event or like the main card or main event of the main eventing something, let's get them. Let's abolish the tag team and separate them.
And the best thing that they did, and a prime example of that is Shawn Michaels when they broke up the Rockers.
Yeah.
They did that so perfect because you never. And the WWE is so predictable with their shit now. You see it coming from like 100 miles away. Like, it is no fucking surprise. So today, with Shawn Michaels, if Shawn Michaels, see, they just brought out Cedric Alexander. He just came out and attacked AJ Styles.
After the referee ejected him.
Yeah. Threw his coat at him. We'll see. If they were to do that today, people would shit all over it. Why are they breaking up this tag team? They were so good together. Because they gotta fucking tell a story.
They do for a long time. They can rest on the actual tag team being as good as they are. Like look at Edge and Christian. For a long time, they stuck together. Though Edge was obviously getting closer and closer to being that main event talent.
Right.
And they kept them together for a long time, in my honest opinion. But
yeah. I mean, they broke them up a couple of times they broke them up ultimately in the end because of the Edge push. Edge got a huge push and he won world titles. So, I mean,
same with the Hardys. Jeff Hardy did too.
Yeah. Well, actually, Jeff Hardy
first.
Matt
Yeah,
never
Jeff
won
Hardy.
a world title. Jeff Hardy. They see money in Jeff Hardy and not in Matt.
I understand it during that era. It makes sense because they did the big selling point for the Hardys was the height that defying spots.
Right.
Not necessarily what Matt was doing.
Right.
Well, it's because Matt's knees were so fucked up back then. He needed to do something different.
Yep.
Matt fucking his whole body was fusing together at that point. Now he's finally reached his final form.
Yep.
He has 0 joints left.
Yep.
Fucking gingerbread man.
Wow. So angry. Still trying to remember that what I was going to talk about before, because I wanted to hear what Braun had to fucking say, which was absolutely fucking nothing.
You're gonna get these hands.
Braun is just dead. He's been dead for a long time. He's like this big guy that they use for pushes until eventually he's going to be the Big Show.
You're right.
I thought he was already there.
No, Big Show is. You've got to turn him face heel 18,000 times.
Right. I'm trying.
This is much better than Big Show.
I'm trying to think. I can't. Right now, I can't think. I can't think of what it was. God damn it! It pisses me off because it was right on the tip of my fucking tongue. I was getting ready to talk about it, and then Braun Strowman came out, and I wanted to hear it.
Well, while you think about that, think about this. If you had to build a credible tag division in the WWE, like who would you relegate there? Are you saying the talent's enough as it is, or do you think there's like a couple singles talents that you could put there to kind of bring up the star power?
Well, if you put Ricochet and Aleister back together, that could be something to help forefront and push it. Even though they were thrown together,
I don't see
they
Aleister.
still worked cohesively.
Yeah, I don't see Aleister Black and Ricochet being a long-term take. I mean,
neither of them are great on the mic. I like the idea of Sami Zayn and Nakamura, guy that can't speak, a guy that can speak very well, and both can work in the ring.
I can see that. That would be a good thing, I think. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, there's certain talent that you'd have to take from the main event scene. Or the intercontinental scene or whatever. I think Dolph Ziggler is always a guy that could have worked better in a tag team because he's failed on his own 10,000 times. They have him in a tag team now, but they put two guys that can both speak on the mic together.
Right. On Twitter, I think it was a.
Does anybody know what the hell happened to freaking Jinder Mahal? Is he dead?
Thank you, Bobbin.
Yep.
Thank you.
Died.
Okay, so real quick, and this really irks me. And I know we talk about this all the time, and people still don't understand that you get. And I get, yeah, Basement's gonna yell at me. You shouldn't respond to those people because they're fucking idiots. I get that, but you can't not, and you get sucked into the stupidity of what they fucking say. To say that Jinder Mahal's title run was fantastic and that he was a good heel, you need to either get mentally evaluated or you need to be locked up and the key thrown away, because there is no fucking way, good God's green earth. And yes, everybody's opinion matters, but if you're a true fan of wrestling, in no way, shape, or form was Jinder Mahal a good heel. Why?
Well,
Why? Because when did he ever win a match on his own? And yes, the way he was booked was incorrect. WWE fucked up by always having the Singh brothers. And don't come at me and say, well, the Singh brothers didn't always. Yes, they fucking did. For the most part, every time he was in. The only time that they didn't is when a title wasn't on the fucking line. It's the only time they never interfered. And that's why Jinder Mahal's title run failed, because he was not a legit champion who could actually beat somebody. But the week that he won the number one contender match was probably one of his best matches. And the promo that he cut was the best promo that he cut. So people need to stop tweeting where I can see it. I should just start fucking unfollowing people because it is really fucking annoying. And I don't want to do that.
So Jinder Mahal's championship run would have, if they kept all the fanfare that they did for him and the entrance changes and all the work they put into him, would have been good if it was for the U.S. title. That's number one, or even for the IC championship. U.S. is obviously the better choice because it was all about his like perceived heritage or whatever that he was putting out there.
Correct.
It wasn't badly run or operated. It just should have never happened for the WWE Championship.
Correct.
That was the big mistake.
But just let me sum up that entire run for that. It was a speech he made himself of where he sat there and said, and I quote, "After this match, I will not only be champion, I will also be number one contender." What?
Well, that's them fucking scripting him, and that's another thing you killed him. Yeah. Another thing that annoys me is people put polls out there, and then you respond to the fucking poll, and I like putting my little comments in there as to why I didn't do it. And then they tweet at you, well, why would you think that? Are you serious right now? Why are you asking? I'm telling you why. If you want to respond to me and ask me why I think that, I'll respond to it. But tell me I'm an idiot for saying, then why are you even fucking putting a fucking poll out there asking people about, whose title run is better, or just asking a question in general if you're baiting people into fucking getting into an argument with you?
Putting a poll out there that's opinion based and you're shitting on people for their opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there's a lot of people that are out there on Twitter just looking to get into arguments. That's like their life. Rayshon asked in the chat about why AJ, Shinsuke, and Rude don't have competitors fighting to earn number one contender spots for their titles. That's every title in WWE, in my opinion. Nobody fights for a number one contender spot. The Fiend didn't even fight for one. He just fucking showed up.
Well, that U.S. title is dead anyway.
All the titles are dead, though. Like, the same problem plagues all titles.
Agreed.
Where nobody deserving is really getting a shot. There's no, like, for a story arc to work, you have to have the people that are trying to compete with the champions fight for it and be worth that fight, so that people are there's anticipation to see that fight happen. But it's just like, you get a title shot and you get a title shot, and I think we're going to give them a title shot this time.
Yeah.
Terrible.
The title shots that, like, people fucking ask the question. People ask the question. Well, they didn't really ask. I think it was more a rhetorical question. But how are you supposed to know? Usually, when I ask a rhetorical question, if I ever ask a rhetorical question, I'll put, "This is a rhetorical question. You do not have to answer it."
Well, why are you asking rhetorical questions on Twitter where
just
the whole fucking so stupid?
Well, no. Well, sometimes you put out a tweet. Yeah, you can answer, I guess, but I'm just gonna say, well, it was a rhetorical question. You didn't have to answer. I'll answer it, but people. I know I forgot what I was gonna say because you fucking asshole.
It's something about rhetorical questions.
No, it's not even about a rhetorical question. It's just a question. Did I say this? But see, I'm confused now. Oh, about why is Bray Wyatt getting a title shot? What did he do to deserve a title shot? And we talked about this on Thursday. It's not what he did to deserve a title shot, but it is about what he did. It's about who challenged him, not about what he deserves. Seth Rollins challenged him for the title. He said, "You want a shot at this title? All you had to do was ask. You want a shot at this title? We'll do it at Hell in a Cell." There's your answer. That's why Bray Wyatt's getting a title shot, and it goes for the same. It goes for the same thing as fucking Brock Lesnar. What did Brock Lesnar do last fucking Tuesday on SmackDown? He came out, stood in the ring with Kofi Kingston, and said, "I want a shot at your title." Essentially, what did Kofi Kingston say? "I'm a man of my word. I will challenge. I accept your challenge." There you go. That's why Kofi Kingston is wrestling Brock Lesnar next fucking week for the WWE title. People need to stop putting out there, what did he do to deserve it? He didn't deserve it. It's who challenged him. But
I will say,
if fucking Seth Rollins, I'm sorry, and then I'll let you talk. If Seth Rollins came to me and said, "I'm challenging you," fuck, I'll do it. He might kick my ass, but fuck it, I'll get in the fucking ring with him. Fuck it. You know what I mean? I mean, Jesus Christ. It's the WWE. It should be.
It should be.
It should be a showcase. I should be excited about getting a shot at the title. And everybody's got this. And I would be. If Seth Rollins came up to mine, knocked on my door and says, challenging me to a match, let's do it right fucking here. Kick him fucking down the stairs. And then cover him for 1, 2, 3, like 24/7 belts. But anyway, I digress. Go ahead, Basement.
Here's the problem with that idea. It's fine if it's done with one of the championships, but having both main championships to your company, basically following the exact same storyline.
Mm-hmm. No, I get
back to back, night after night, it killed it, man. It's like I'm okay with the face champion being like, "You did me wrong," or "You challenge," or "You're the big bad," or whatever. Let's go. That's fine. But to have both do that, and then the idea that all you really have to do is attack someone to get a title shot, it can be used, but not on Monday and Tuesday following.
Now, I'm going to say this. I agree with what Basement is saying. I'm just telling you why they're getting the title shot. Don't get mad at me because I respond with a logical fucking answer to a fucking question that you ask is why. Well, fucking, if you don't watch the show, you won't fucking know. There's why. That's why the challenge. That's why the matches are happening. Now, I agree with Basement. Both shouldn't be doing that, but
But there's a reason why they're happening, why they're both doing this. Because they haven't built a storyline properly for Brock to face Kofi. They built Kofi up enough as a face to be like, I'm going to defend this against whoever. And they need the ratings draw for SmackDown, so they're going to get Brock involved.
Yeah.
As far as it goes with Rollins, they realistically, I think, came to a point where they're like, finally, we're going to decide to do something the fans want us to do and bring Bray Wyatt in. But they were like, what the fuck? It's like, instead of being like, maybe you should put him in a match. No, we're going to put him in the match.
And this is my problem. This is what I've been saying all along. I've said this over and over and over and over and over and over from the beginning of time since I started doing this shit on YouTube. Bray, or not even just Bray Wyatt. The fans need... The WWE needs to not listen to the fans. Give the fans... You can give the fans what you want without actually giving them what they want, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
If you give me a good reason, a good storyline, and this is where the storylines come in. If you give me a good storyline reason as to why Bray Wyatt is fighting Seth Rollins, I'll get behind it. But until then, I'm not behind this fucking Bray Wyatt thing at all. It makes no fucking sense. Number one. Number two, Basement said it. I agree with him. I know I say Basement said it. I agree with him because we talk about this shit all the fucking time. Even after shows, we're sitting talking till like midnight, my time, talking about why they're doing what they're doing. And I can't argue. He's right. You can't. What you're doing with Bray Wyatt is killing him. Just to get the fans appeased.
I will say with Bray Wyatt, it's a slap in the face to the writers that help build him up to use him this way, because the way I'm looking at him being used is as a selling point for our show that's taking place during Halloween that has the word hell in it. After that, if and when he loses, because I can't imagine him winning, and it's through some sort of bullshit from somebody else interfering, it's still like it's hurting what his character could potentially be.
Right.
There was so much room for growth with Bray Wyatt and that character. They debuted the character, and like that, he's in a title match.
Yep.
Way too fast.
So we're getting EC3 versus Rusev. And we'll talk about this shit show in a minute.
I like how they're doing a backstage interview kind of thing with fucking
Becky Lynch. I didn't even hear what she had to fucking say.
I don't really care what you're saying. I just like the idea of them doing these things.
Yes. They're like you see little things of them turning the corner, wanting to change the way they're doing things, but then you see them doing storylines like the one with Rusev and Maria and fucking Mike Kanellis. Makes no fucking sense. And it's Mike Bennett. It's not Mike Kanellis. If you know, his real name is Mike Bennett, not Mike Kanellis. Kanellis is her name, and the only reason his name is Kanellis is because it's of Maria. It has nothing to do with.
And Maria was more recognizable to the WWE faithful.
Exactly. You know what I don't get is they're going to involve Maury in this shit somehow.
This is what's killing WWE. That shit is long gone from the real world. That type of Jerry. Who are you appeasing with that shit now? Because most people don't care for it.
Nope.
You're not. You're like 2 feet in the fucking past, trying to think about the future.
Yep. There is no, and I can. You go look at the numbers for Maury Povich. I can almost guarantee you nobody watches it anymore.
And I'm the only one that thinks Rusev looks really weird.
He reminds me of Sonny Corinthos from fucking General Hospital.
He reminds me of like a Down syndrome Clark Gable.
The only good thing about this storyline is that Lana's not there. That's the only good thing.
Well, my question is, where is Lana?
I don't know, but that's called a Merry Early Christmas that she's not on TV.
don't be surprised if she don't get involved in this. So
It's like he aged like 10 years
yeah,
overnight.
I know.
Holy fuck, man! He went from
No,
maybe 30
I
years
know.
old to 45
I can
in
get
his time off.
I can get behind that, Ray Sean, but the thing is they haven't even mentioned it. That's the problem that I'm having with it. But it's not even that. This match should not be happening for a title. That's the point I'm trying to get across as well. This Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt thing should not be happening in a Hell in a Cell for the Universal title. I could see them having a match. Because I don't. The way that they have built Seth up, and we've talked about this, the way that they have built Seth up is he's invincible. He can't fucking lose. So now they book themselves into a corner. Who do you have win? You've built up Seth Rollins to be invincible because of what he did to Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, off of what happened to him in the weeks prior to it. Essentially, they Roman Reigns his ass. And I hate to use that term, but that's exactly what they did. So I'm not against them doing what they're doing. I mean, I said it last week. That's what Bray Wyatt is doing. He's going after those that have done him wrong in the past. I.e., if anything, they should have had Roman Reigns.
But that should be the storyline they're properly telling. Instead of like, they might hint at it, but they're not fully telling it.
They're not telling us that.
Rusev just squashed DC3. He looks like he's going to go to the parking lot and sell used cars.
He looks like Borat.
Either that or he's going to go and do a line of coke.
People are still on social media as well, shitting all over Sasha Banks too, and
I can't like it. I open up my timeline and all I see is Sasha Banks.
Yeah,
and it's just like it's too much. I can't even look at it, and it's not just shitting on her. It's just like, oh, she's even cute when she does that. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Well, there's a legit Twitter account that's all about Sasha Banks' ass.
Well,
and Bailey.
Well, there's one all about Charlotte's boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's funny.
So they followed me back.
Yep.
I followed them. They followed me back. I pointed it out to Heather. She followed it. I think Dina follows it.
Yes,
it's a parody account essentially.
Yeah.
But
the Charlotte's boobs.
These super fans of these fucking superstars are a lot, essentially a lot of the problem. Not with the storylines. It's a lot of the problem with the social media. They're the fucking people. Where if you say one slanty-eyed thing to them, and when I say slanty-eyed, when I say slanty-eyed, yeah, I mean they look at you. You know what I mean?
The wrong way.
They side-eyed, not slanty-eyed, side-eyed. They look at you all side-eyed, like you really think. Like somebody today, somebody asked a question and I answered it. So, what do you think of Bailey? Bailey is a workhorse. And I said, no, she's not. She's not the workhorse.
Well, she's not Cesaro level workhorse.
No.
She's just there.
If anybody is the workhorse in the women's division, it's Natalya.
Yeah.
They're almost doing the fucking Nikki Alexa Bliss thing with these two ass clowns.
Yes.
Yeah, they are.
Why is the champion, like, looking up to someone who doesn't have a belt?
Because it's my best.
Yeah, that's the.
But it's she turned heel, and then she turned heel because she turned heel. It's like you have the champion following the person without the belt, which is just ridiculous to me.
I think that they have. I think they're going to end up doing the Sasha Bailey story
again.
No, they're actually going to pull the fucking trigger on that.
Which is a waste
because I don't see Charlotte. I think Charlotte will be on SmackDown, but I think they're gonna do Becky or Sasha versus Bailey. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I think that's what they're doing. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's just that thought that I had with. I think they're actually with the story that they're telling. It seems more and more like they're gonna pull the trigger. Sasha is manipulating Bailey.
Somehow.
That's why she's looking out there.
So remember when these two were a tag team?
Yes.
So why couldn't they be this version of themselves and a tag team?
Good question. Because
Instead, they had to be faces that needed, like, just fucking on the casting couch in the back. Terrible actresses.
Either that, or they're gonna put the tag team titles on this too. I don't know why.
Which is
They're
a
gonna
step
put
down for
We
both
need
of
Bailey
them.
2 belts, apparently.
no. They're gonna take the title off of Bailey, put it on Charlotte, and then make these two tag team champions.
I like the sound of that. Bailey 2 belts. I hate the idea of it. Sounds good.
Sounds better than Becky 2 belts.
Becky no belts.
I don't know if that's. I wait. So Bray Wyatt is basically the same Becky Lynch was doing. Down here, Becky didn't go after anybody who did her wrong. I don't. That's what happened with Becky. Becky didn't go after anybody.
She went after
If
Seth
she'd
Rollins.
gone after somebody, she would have gone after Asuka.
Yeah, because Asuka did her wrong. Asuka beat her, which makes no sense to me. Because Becky, Liz can't beat Asuka, but Charlotte can beat Asuka, but yet Asuka can't beat Charlotte. I don't understand that concept. That makes no sense to me. I do like Sasha Banks' attire, though.
I love all the theories that she changed her hair because it's a hint that she's going to SmackDown. I'm like, yeah, sure does.
Well, she did. She does. Like, who cares?
No, I know.
Why are people so worried about where these superstars go? I mean,
no, I'm just saying because all these theories are like, oh, she changed her hair. She's going. It's taking a shot at Raw. She's really going to SmackDowns. I was like, these weird theories coming out.
well, Nikki Cross is wearing green, so does that mean she's a fan of the Green Lantern? I don't fucking know.
I mean, she's gonna go.
I get what you're saying.
She's gonna go with Hornswoggle.
She's gonna go for the 24/7 championship.
She's gonna bring back Hornswoggle.
I am lobbying for Rusev to become a used car salesman as his gimmick.
Don't put that fucking evil on. I came home today and fucking Charlie in a Chocolate Factory is on. I'm like, fuck, Oompa Loompas.
Fuck that movie, man, first of all. What was the grandpa about? Like, it's just the guy was literally on his deathbed. It's like, we're going to a chocolate factory. He's like, all right, I'm ready.
Nikki is going to Velocity, right?
What kind of fucking bullshit was that?
Well, for
The guy
some
was lying in
reason,
a bed for half the movie.
Right?
All of a sudden got legs.
For some reason, yesterday fucking midget porn was trending on Twitter.
That's because one of their porn stars got arrested.
Here's the thing.
For what?
Everybody's saying that I want this person as champion, I want this person as champion. I'm going off of what Sarah had said in the chat.
I just want a good product.
I want Charlotte as champion. I don't care who is the fucking champion, as long as they are believable. I'm okay with it. Right now, none of these champions. Seth Rollins is a believable champion. With the way he's built, he should never ever. The way he's been built, he should never ever fucking lose it, ever. Like Bob had said at the beginning, he should be champion for 10 years and then fucking retire.
Well, his only weakness is DDTs. So.
I know, right?
Yeah, and then you break his ribs, that makes him really strong.
But they have to be glorious DDTs.
I feel like the more damage he takes, the stronger he becomes.
Right?
Like the Hulk.
Yeah, I guess no. That's just angry.
More like the Ultimate
Oh,
Warrior.
the Hulk gets beat up and he gets bigger, bigger, bigger.
It's like my dick. I'm with you, Chance, man. Rusev has to become a used car salesman. I'm telling you. Drives to the ring in an old Pinto.
Can
We're about to
you
crush these prices.
That backfires every time he steps on the gas.
can you imagine a sex tape between Shaq and a midget? That'd be
Oh.
hilarious.
Bob, what is it with you and midget porn right now? What the fuck is
I'm legit curious about it now.
Look it up.
Giant fucks midget. Just look that up. I'm sure it exists.
He must be doing good on his points.
All right, I already hate this match.
Well, yeah, what do you expect?
The thing is, and you might not notice it, but like Sasha and Bailey are both acting like Alexa used to act all the time during her matches.
Yeah.
Remember what I said last night? I needed the Bears to score a touchdown on defense. Boom!
You fucking
Rip
eat my
basement.
bloody stool sample.
It happened. It happened. My
No,
dreams
really?
have come
What's
true. That's
what's
2
the,
weeks in a row. That's 2
what's
weeks
the
in a row
score?
I've had to come from behind.
Yeah, well, you got lucky this time.
I did. I shouldn't. I needed them to score a touchdown or get a lot of turnovers because they're with.
Wait, they're still playing or no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the game's on right
Okay,
now.
so it can go down. It can go down, can it?
It
Defense?
could, but it's going to take a lot now because I have 19 points.
19 points from your defense?
Yep, because they scored
That's
a
fucking
touchdown.
stupid. It's going down for sure.
Just saying.
My defense combined is like -10. Then again, I have the
Actually,
Browns,
your defense
so-
played decent. Your defense.
Yeah,
played
well, the
decent.
Vikings are good. The Browns are. Oh,
Yeah. Did you play the Browns or the Vikings?
Vikings. I don't know. I don't trust the Browns at all.
Oh, they looked ass last night. Well, they held
What is this?
They held my
Sorry.
guy down, the guy that I was counting on to give me a few points.
Yeah, he shit the bed. Gurley?
Oh my god! Well, it was game planning. That's what sucks about fantasy football. You're at the fucking
Yeah,
mercy
you're.
of the
That's
fucking
the thing.
coach's game planning.
It's not only that. There's so many things that you're just at the like fantasy football because the season's so short. It's so difficult. It's like it's probably the thing that's up to chance the most in terms of fantasy games I've ever played.
Just at the mercy of fucking coaches and their game planning, and it sucks.
I have Trick next week. Yay.
You should have lost to Gina. You're lucky.
I know.
You should have played Cooper Cup last night. Good God, man.
Yeah.
He scored you tons of points. He would have scored you tons of points.
How do you miss Samoa Joe more than Drew McIntyre? Samoa Joe's still there. He's just lying on the ground waiting to get pinned.
I don't miss. I think they're going to do something. I hope. But I think what they were going to do, and this is pure speculation, that they were going to have Drew McIntyre win the whole Kingdom.
Yeah.
Which was
I think the injury derailed
the
that whole
injury
fucking thing.
derailed him.
Because the whole thing makes no sense. Like you look at like how the tournament played out, it couldn't have been booked to play out that way.
Right.
Do you see people ripping on Belichick because he refused to comment on Antonio Brown? I'm like, well, you shouldn't have to comment on him.
Okay. But Bill Belichick is a fucking asshole for not acknowledging. They're saying at least thanks to her. That's what everybody's shitting on Belichick. I would be sick and tired of the questions too, but just say we're going to focus on the Jets. And then she said, She did say, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask, because she works for a fucking network. She would be remiss if she didn't ask, what did you know about Antonio Brown? Whatever. Fine. The thing is, he didn't say thank you after she said thank you, coach. That's being
What the fuck are you guys talking about?
Antonio Brown. We're talking
Who
about
didn't say thank you?
Bill Belichick. He's a coach.
No, I understand, but like, who is she?
She's a reporter, sideline reporter, kind of like type deal lady.
So people are upset that the player didn't say thank you, or the coach didn't say thank you.
Well, okay, so she probably asked more questions than just about Antonio Brown, and he responded with, "We're not going to talk about that. We're talking about the Jets." And then that must have been the end of the interview because you only got a little snippet of it. And then she goes, "Okay, coach, thank you very much." And the motherfucker just looked at her like he wanted to fucking stab her in the throat with the fucking.
That's just his face.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, it's not. I mean,
I'm okay with that.
I'm not.
You don't want to talk to it. You don't have to talk to them if you don't want to.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't. No, you
As
don't.
a coach.
Yeah, you do.
You don't.
Nope. As a coach,
want you
in your contract. Nope, it's in the contract.
Just speak to a reporter when they ask you a question.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially during press
I've seen so many
especially-
different sports where they answer like the same bullshit, like if they're
Well, of
pissed
course
off.
they're gonna. Yeah, well, just answer. But the problem is he was an asshole about the whole fucking thing. This motherfucker doesn't even say thank you for
Well, he's just an asshole.
saying you're a great coach. He just fucking looks at you like you want to stab you in the fucking face with the fucking soldering iron. It's like
He's just an asshole. Whatever.
he is. But I mean, I would at least say thank you for giving me the interview. You know.
Yeah.
But
Nah.
he didn't even fucking do that.
I would have looked at him and said, "No, thank you, fuck face." What he's gonna say to that? My career's done anyway. But whatever.
Look at the turtle face.
Look at this turtle fuck face. He's like, what the hell? What kind of interviewer are you?
And I'd be telling her, I want a little bit of the bubbly.
Just shut up. That is the dumbest fucking. You know.
The bubbly.
A little bit of bubbly.
It makes no sense why that went so viral to me, but whatever.
It's Chris Jericho just being Chris Jericho.
Yeah. A bit of the bubbly.
If he would have done that in WWE, people would have been
They would have made that a shirt immediately in WWE, I think.
WWE probably would have taken it too far and made it a storyline.
They would have made it part of his gimmick like they did with the list.
They may have.
WWE wrestlers don't drink or do drugs, okay? They make porn videos together. Oh, she just said bubbling under the surface.
I think that little bit of bubbly thing has been overused. Just it got over it. I'm done with it. And then you've seen the trend.
Now.
It's not trending anymore.
It was like a week.
It was a couple of days. It's like this is the problem with AEW not fucking having a weekly show. Because now it goes away and was Grumpy Cat? Maybe he was the
It looks like that guy with like he's got like a really big face, right?
Yes.
Bill Belichick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just a grumpy old dude.
Got that big head, stupid looking. Yeah, he looks like a fucking. You know what he looks like? You ever see Ernest Scared Stupid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He almost looks like the troll from that or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, he does.
He does look like a troll. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say go Bears. I hope they lose. I just want their defense to fucking stay it. They got me what
I want their
needed.
defense
Now,
to fail horribly. JP's trying to steal one.
They aren't. Just it's okay, basically. You're I almost played Packers defense. You would have lost. I would have started them. So.
I almost played the player that I was better than the other player. And you would have lost if I started them. So think about that.
I took Gurley out and put Gurley in and took Kerryon Johnson out. was a mistake. I wasn't thinking it was going to be a mistake, but it was. That's a chance you take. Maybe he's just constipated. That may be chance. Then he needs a suppository. Maybe Brady needs to stick his dick in his ass.
That's a depository. Like, what the fuck? I'm gonna loosen up your ass.
All the
so that
positive no
everything can
return.
flow out. I need to look at my failures in fantasy. Come on, the best week in fantasy I have, I still lose.
Sorry, man.
No, you're not sorry. You're too of an asshole.
Whoa! Thank you.
Look at the like.
Yeah,
I could
I
have
shouldn't
beaten
have won
anybody
mine.
with this, except for you.
Oh, you would have beaten. You would have. You would have beaten Gina. You got Mike Evans. A lot of your players, though, Basement. If you look at look at who they were playing a lot of the bottom classes. A lot of your guys, and I that's why I said what I said in the chat yesterday. I'm like, if you didn't have half your guys playing, all your guys playing shitty defenses, I wouldn't have to be sitting here sweating.
Yeah, but that's what I rely on.
No, and that's fine. But next week, who do I play
Next week?
I got
I don't
Hobbit
know.
next week.
Who do I play next week? Yeah, well, Heather, the reckoning is coming. A minus.
JP,
Yeah, I'm gonna be 1-3.
No, I got Gina next week.
Yeah, I have a Trek.
Yeah, you're gonna be 3-1.
Not if Trek fucking does what I told him to fucking do.
No, this whole thing is bullshit, man. My team's the best.
Keep saying that, and yet you're 1-2, or going to be 1-2.
Whatever, man. You just gotta believe.
Right?
The Lions are believing. Holy shit!
Yeah,
Is it just me, or has this match been going on for literally 30 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah,
Don't get too excited about the Lions, Trek.
It was
I know. I'm just happy they're doing well right now. That's how I'm happy about.
I'm happy for nothing. I don't
They
even have
got
a team.
lucky yesterday.
It was the only time they got
They
Guys,
got lucky
with the
against the
Browns.
Chargers last week.
They did get lucky against the Chargers last week.
Mixon all of a sudden has a good game. No more broken ankles, apparently. Should I just drop the fucking Cleveland shits? I'm just gonna keep these. There's nothing really better on the
What other
waivers. I don't
defenses
think.
are out there that you can grab up?
I think
There
it's just
isn't.
situational.
You probably
I should
have the Browns are probably your best option. Who do you have as your other defense?
Minnesota.
I would start Minnesota and not Cleveland.
Minnesota is starting pretty much every time.
Then keep doing it.
Keep it that way until their bye week.
Yeah. That's pretty much, that's a weird thing with like fantasy football, different than fantasy basketball. It's like basketball has changed every day. Fantasy football is by week. So
you have to draft every day?
No. You set your daily roster. So like you can basically play your whole team instead of having bench players that literally are just there for the bye weeks.
Right.
Or the good matchups.
Okay.
It's just the way football operates because there's only a certain amount of days in the week that they play, so it has to go this way.
So they play what, 3 or 4 days per week?
3 or 4 days a week, yeah.
Basketball is one of those sports I've always wanted to do college fantasy college football. I just have never done it. I've always fantasized.
I've always fantasized about fantasy.
I got fantasy football stuck in my head.
All right, so are we gearing up to an Alexa Bliss Bailey match for the title?
Sounds like it.
On SmackDown?
No, because no, I don't think so. Because I think we're past that feud. It's ultimately going to lead to them winning the tag team titles back, I think.
And then Bailey losing, or them lose. Yeah, they may run with them as both title holder and title holder for both.
They could. They could do that. They could put the titles on them and then have Sasha beat Becky. I could see that.
Well, no, they might have because right now Bailey is the SmackDown champ. They might have her keep the SmackDown championship, then win the tag titles, and then them implode just like they did with fucking Seth Rollins and Braun shitting.
Right.
I do like how they're keeping Sasha Banks with the same attitude of attack after the match, attack with chairs after the match, that type of stuff.
Right. Yeah, I think Becky. I think they might actually do what you said. I think they might actually put the titles on Sasha and Bailey, and then have them win tag titles. It's a storyline I could actually get behind, and then they implode. Where they're
just like the Mega Powers, brother.
Well, they need to actually build up the women's championships and the tag championships to mean something. Because they switch hands so frequently, and to have Charlotte be on the main roster for 3 years and be 5,000 time champion, it means nothing.
I mean,
well, they want to be their dad.
I agree with you. The problem is WWE going to go all the way with it? I don't know. That's the question that needs to be asked. Are they going to go all the way with it? I know that NXT pulled the trigger on fucking the Undisputed Era, and they now hold all of the men's side of championships titles. I wouldn't be against it as if they go all the way with Bailey in heel, but I just can't see Bailey as a heel. He sucks as a character. She's a great wrestler. I think she's one of the better wrestlers in the company, but she sucks at telling a story. Can't do it with her mouth. She's terrible on the mic.
What do you think of the idea of them winning all the championships and then being tag champs and one being Raw and one being SmackDown, and then in one night on a pay-per-view have them lose everything, and then the storyline moving forward is them blame each other?
I don't
lead
know,
into
then
they'll have a match at WrestleMania that has nothing on the line except for the fact that they blame each other.
See, this is the big fucking problem. They're doing away with the wild card rule. Now, if they're doing away with the wild card rule and Bailey's on Raw and Sasha is on SmackDown, or vice versa.
Well, how are they working it out with the tag teams then?
How can they both be on the same show?
How are they working it out with the women's tag titles?
See, that's my question. I don't know what they're doing with the women's tag. Are they gonna fucking, which they can't because it makes no sense.
Well, the women's tag titles isn't really the wild card rule. It just means that they are technically on both because of the rosters on it.
But that's the question. That's the problem, and the question that I have is, you're gonna get these fucking people. They're gonna be like, "Well, I thought the wild card rule was dead. Why is Sasha on SmackDown, or vice versa?"
Well, if they're tag team and there's just one women's tag team championship, then it makes sense, and they can get away with that. And then if they have them face each other at a pay-per-view, it doesn't matter.
The problem that I have with it, I know that well, since we have floating tag team championships, let's kind of start a feud with Charlotte and Sasha for the Raw women's title when Charlotte is on SmackDown. That's my fear. My fear is
they can't do that.
My fear is that WWE will be like, okay, maybe we can try to sneak these in here like this. I don't want them to do that. Either fucking say that the women are the only ones that will be on both shows, which in turn means they need to fucking unify the fucking SmackDown and the Raw women's title. Because I don't want two separate fucking titles. It makes no fucking sense. Create a mid-card title. Fine. But do not If you were
Don't
going to
do
fucking
that.
make the women's roster as one and have them on both shows, by God, do not keep one Raw champion and one SmackDown champion. Make one
Well-
champion and then have the tag team
They
titles.
they
and
haven't
create a
had the
mid-card
roster size to have. Realistically, the women's division should have a champion, as in just a women's champion, mid card, and then a tag, and it should be on both shows.
I agree.
And they just alternate. Maybe the Raw is going to have the women's championship highlighted. SmackDown will have the women's mid card highlighted, and both shows will alternate back and forth with the tag, unless there's a feud that demands it on Raw or demands it on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Alpha, but you can also say that the Four Horsemen were essentially what the Shield were back in the day.
Everything's been done before, man.
All been done.
It's just different iterations
The
of the same
Shield
thing.
is just a remake of the Four Horsemen with only 3 people. Look at Evolution. Four Horsemen, WWE style.
Yeah, exactly what Evolution was.
But it's led into what we've said a million times. It's all been done before, but the presentation has been different every time, and
Yeah.
that includes the Four Horsewomen. It includes the Shield. It includes the Four Horsemen. It's always been presented in a different way, but the storyline's been very similar.
Yep. We want the smoke.
Yes.
The fuck does that mean?
Oh yeah, hi man.
Because it was. It's stemming off of a joke from when Daniel Bryan had the hemp belt.
By the way, I don't know if y'all noticed it. We're getting a new Raw logo next week.
I just saw it, yeah.
I already don't.
Oh, so it looks exactly the same. It's just an arrowhead pointing down, just like the ratings will go.
That's the what is the new Raw logo? What?
It's just a fucking. All they did was turn the like underline into an arrowhead pointing down and angled the letters. It's the exact same fucking thing almost.
So they did nothing. Okay, so I don't give a fuck.
They literally hit the middle of the screen and dragged it down so that everything went down about 3 centimeters.
Oh.
Okay, literally, these guys need to stop, man.
Apparently, Lesnar's going to be on Raw next week.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
He is.
Even if he is, it's just to hype up the SmackDown change. Because they want to go on. Raw's the bigger audience. They want to leech off of that for the SmackDown.
Okay, so the season premiere for Raw is next week, so they're going to do something big. But fuck, they're having a Universal Championship match next week, and it'll be Brock Lesnar's last. If that's what's happening, it'll be Brock Lesnar's last episode on Raw. He won't be on Raw anymore. Because the very next week, they go live with SmackDown. Which means that we will be streaming on Friday nights for SmackDown and probably going live on the morning go sometime after that.
Yeah, or we move things around. We still have the capability to do that. Like, we can do This Week in Wrestling on Thursday. It's been proven that it's possible.
Yeah, we did it this past Thursday,
but then again, we miss. I don't know. We gotta rethink things.
Yeah, it's cool.
We'll miss SmackDown.
We'll talk.
Yeah, it might be Friday.
I'm gonna do what I want to do, and there ain't a goddamn thing anybody's gonna do about it.
I'm gonna do you.
No,
that's what I want to do.
No.
Just to squeeze your ass.
Yeah, a little bit of roofies in your life. With the Miz doing Ric Flair in the background. I thought Ric Flair was fucking suing the company, but whatever.
No, he was there.
He was on last week.
Last week on SmackDown.
I know. Nothing makes sense.
Yeah.
Lacey Evans is next on Monday Night Raw. Lacey
Okay,
Evans.
so What are Kofi Kingston's chances out of 10 to beat Brock Lesnar?
0.
A
Slim
shit
to
out of 10.
none.
A shit out of 10.
Well, if he enters the ring like he just ran a marathon, like he did with fucking Randy Orton, 0% chance.
Well,
for sure.
Brock Lesnar's gonna enter the ring like he just ran a marathon. So.
Well, he did. It's just walking to the ring. The guy's gonna show up purple as fuck.
I will say this. The only way that I see Brock Lesnar not beating Kofi Kingston at SmackDown on October 4th is if, and this is a big if because this is a premiere on Fox, so you know they're going to do something big. That they're just extending the feud into the pay-per-view, which is, I think, the very next week, isn't it? Or isn't it the week after? Isn't it the Sunday after?
I can see Brock losing or actually winning through like DQ because of the New Day showing up. I could see Brock winning through DQ because the New Day shows up.
Right.
And just to build up to the pay-per-view.
There's one thing that we're not taking into account, though. If Kofi has, quote-unquote, broke ribs, then his chances go up 100%.
Quote-unquote. If he's got quote-unquote broke ribs. No, it doesn't make sense for Brock to win the day before the thing. Like, they're going to want to either, like, I think he's going to lose through, or win through some, like, bullshit, and they're going to settle it at the pay-per-view.
Okay. Either he's going to win the title off of bullshit, or he's going to win by some sort of...
He's going to win the match, not the title.
Right. I ultimately think he's winning the title, because it only makes sense to put the title on him for the show. I think he's winning the title on the 4th. And like I said,
I think he's winning the title at the pay-per-view and winning the match on the 4th.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
It could go either way. It's just like if he wins, he's not on the pay-per-view. Neither is SmackDown title, which is fine. Doesn't need to be.
SmackDown is before the
okay.
It's the pay-per-view. Hell in a Cell is that Sunday.
Oh.
The title doesn't need to be on there, and this is the way I hope they book most things.
We talked about this. When did we talk about this? Was this Friday?
But I think the title being on there is going to get more viewership to them on the second week than it would if it wasn't showcased at all, which is why I think he's winning. But there's disqualification for why he wins. Like he'll beat Kofi so bad where Kofi keeps kicking out that the New Day are like, she's gonna stop the match. They get in there and shit like that, and then he beats them too. That's my belief, but we'll see.
Well, if that is the case, then if they stop the match, then Kofi loses the title.
No, because they'll stop the match because the New Day come in and interfere enough so that Brock wins through interference, but doesn't win the championship.
But then he'll destroy everybody else. Right.
Yeah, and then he wins at the actual.
We'll see, man.
We'll see. Yeah, well, I have no idea. It's all just speculation.
No, I personally think he's winning the title on the phone. I think WWE is going to do something big.
But then do you do something with him at the pay-per-view, do you think? Or is he just not there?
No, I don't think he'll be there.
I don't think that's going to happen.
We'll see.
Because like if the main title on SmackDown for the new channel that's going to hold SmackDown isn't featured on that pay-per-view card, that they might look at that as being like it could hurt us because we want people to tune in. We need them to tune in.
Right.
But we'll see. Yeah, like I have no idea, man.
It's a good question. I don't know why they do that either, Ace. It makes no sense. Their season premiere usually, if I remember correctly, the very first show was like January 4th of 1995. I think was the very first show. I'd have to go back and look at the network. 1994, 1993. Sorry.
So then WrestleMania happens in the middle of the season.
Yes. It's stupid. I know.
All right.
I wish that they would change it up and make WrestleMania at the end of the. I don't.
Yeah.
Why the really WrestleMania should be the end of the season finale. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
The season finale. It should be the
Yeah.
season finale, and then the very next night, the new season begins. That makes more sense than
I always looked at it that way,
It's
in
not,
my honest
though.
opinion.
I
but
agree.
it's
I
not.
agree with you, but it's not. It's not. And that's tragic. So,
Okay, so Ember Moon versus Lacey Evans. Who's winning this?
Lacey Evans.
Unfortunately, in my opinion. But if I'm looking at potential, I think Lacey Evans might have more.
You think so?
I think Ember Moon is like really good in ring, but there's a reason she hardly gets to talk. There's a reason they've never actually done anything with her character. There's a huge push behind Lacey Evans that Ember Moon is just not getting.
And yes, it might because she's blonde and has boobs. But
I don't actually think it's that at all, man. I think some of it's the look, but I think Lacey Evans actually like they look at Lacey Evans like Charlotte Jr.
She has a little bit of work to do. She needs a little bit of work in the ring, but I think she's got potential. I'm not saying she don't.
I think she has more potential for what WWE is looking for.
That I can agree with.
I personally think Ember Moon is much better in ring than she is, or maybe will ever be right now. But they're using Ember Moon the same way they use a lot of the talent that's really good in ring and nowhere else.
If you look at it, Dory, I'm gonna tell you right now. She put out a tweet today. Some guy wrote a letter to all the fucking dumbass fucking fans shitting on the fucking officer.
You could tell it's fucking not real. Like
It's
the
not-
officer
it's
was
not
like
real.
super happy the whole fucking time.
Right.
It's like no officer would be like that after she was like that. It's
So
just
he
like
probably did pull her over, and he probably was going to give her a ticket.
or
And
maybe did, and she's like, "Do you want to cut a promo with me?"
And there you go. And let's do this. We'll cut this promo, and it worked. It fucking got.
I'm
people
sure
talking.
Lacey Evans, with her background, she probably just took the ticket and was just like, "Now that we have you here, would you like to be part of something? It could be fun." And that's exactly what it was. I watched it without even knowing anything about Twitter saying she apologized or she was saying that it was just a work.
Mhm.
I looked at it immediately knowing it was a work.
Yeah.
You look at that officer, he was just like, "Well, welcome to Edmonton." Sorry. And then left. I'm like, yeah.
But it's the fans and super fans that ruin everything. Like, she even put a tweet out, says, "Listen up, you nasties." And the nasties
Dory,
that she's
Canadian cops are not like that. They're fucking assholes. Trust me. Cops are all a certain way for a reason.
Yep.
Some of them abuse that ideal, but a lot of them are that way for a reason.
Hey, basement. I can see it now. You try to do the same thing. Be like, hey, you want to do something fun? Immediately gets arrested.
Going to a federal penitentiary, getting ass blasted for the rest of my life. All I wanted to do was do something fun.
I got a question for everybody. Of the women, who has the best finisher?
Ooh.
Oscar.
Well, Ember Moon might have the best. But
I think Ember Moon. I agree with
it's very
Ember Moon
difficult. The thing is, like, I look at a finisher. Okay, she has the most impressive looking finisher,
Yep.
But I don't know if I'd say it's the best because there's so much work in making it actually work.
Right.
Which is why I love like the RKO because you can do it out of nowhere. I love finishers like that. Even the stunner was that way. Rock bottom, things that are easy to execute. Hers is like a 2-part finisher.
Right, but it's still very. I love.
It's a best looking finisher for sure. And I also think it should be like once she hits it, the match is over, and it should stay that way for most of her career.
Right. Now you're gonna hear it on fucking Twitter. Why is Ember Moon losing to Lacey Evans? People, WWE's trying to tell a story. Okay. They're trying to tell the story that Lacey Evans can do submission holds better than Natalya. Because
they're building Lacey Evans up. They're not building Ember Moon up at this point.
No.
That's what people just have to realize. It's like Ember Moon. What's the last thing you saw her in? Oh, it doesn't matter. No. Lacey Evans is both being featured on Twitter. You see her more. She's just being pushed. As to why that's happening, there can be debates, but whatever.
Look at
But I like Ember Moon is somebody that like if AEW got their hands on her, she would have had a hugely successful career.
Oh, here we go.
Yay! Said no one ever.
Yeah, Lacey is jacked. This is why I said Lacey Evans is like she's being treated very similar to how Charlotte Flair is. She doesn't have the acumen, but she has everything WWE looks in. She's got like a past. She served in the military, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's got a past of something that they can easily like pull on anytime they want if they want to make her a face. She's got a lot more going for her storyline wise and speaking wise than Ember Moon does. Ember Moon is like she's like the Kenny Omega. I know it's not like great comparison, but all I'm saying is she's like great in ring versus somebody that WWE actually would be more interested in. Someone that can sell tickets with more than just her moves in ring. For Christ's sake, man, The Miz has been like multi-time champion.
So, if you look at all these puppets, this pig puppet is Husky Harris. The Ramblin' Rabbit is Bray Wyatt when he was just nothing but cutting promos. The Buzzard is just to follow the Buzzards thing, and Sister Rabbit. That's pretty much it. If you didn't,
we got Vince McMahon.
These are all things that Bray Wyatt used to be.
There's cleverness behind the promos, which I immediately got drawn to, but as time went on, they kind of overworked that part of it. They went too hard on the promo part, and then they went too hard on the in-ring part. It was never handled properly. Like there was a middle ground for everything, and I feel like they never reached it. It was going to be popular no matter what, in my opinion, but I don't know.
This is so dumb. Look,
Kane is dead, apparently. And here's a picture of me in blackface.
This is so dumb. You can't sit here and tell me that you can't see he's fucking sociopath. He's a narcissistic sociopath.
Well, I think that's what he's supposed to be.
No, and that's right.
Yeah, wowie.
It's his character.
And this segment works when the rest of the show is serious, and this is the only semi-serious segment because it has like serious undertones.
Yeah. They just don't care. And people sitting there, no, it's Fiend. No, it is fucking not the Fiend. It is Bray Wyatt.
They're too There's
got
technically two
actually
separate
no. It's not
entities.
narcissistic. He's a disassociative sociopath with split personality. That's what he is.
Yeah,
He definitely has
I would
split
say-
personality.
That's what it
Also,
is.
he's
It's
got a
not
top
narcissistic.
bun, little top bun going on.
Yowie wowie. That's what I
It's
say.
just don't care. I am over Bray Wyatt. I've been over Bray Wyatt. I've been over this Firefly fun.
He's like one of the only things
Huh?
I had to hold on to in the last couple months. Now he's teetering on the edge of oblivion. So, also this pig just looked like it ate Rosie O'Donnell's ass.
Right. And everybody can say hi to Wendy.
Sending them for sale.
I know. So here's my question: how can you?
No.
And I'm not you, Dory. I don't know you personally. I mean, I kind of do. How can you love something but yet you're losing it? I don't understand that. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I could love something but slowly fall out of love with something.
That's what she means.
Okay, I just don't understand it. But all right, it is what it is.
It's not that I hate it. It's just that the way I'm thinking it's going to end up makes me hate it more.
Yeah, but
And
everybody's
just like the idea of
Here-
thinking about it like a logical human being.
right. So this is the problem that I have with this whole thing. People are trying to hold on to the fact of what it was.
But they can still do that until it's dead. They can't do that.
Well,
And this is why people fell in love with the idea of him challenging for a title. Because oh my god, they're finally pushing something I've loved for so long. But it wasn't that long. You've loved
Right.
it for 6 months. It's pushed.
it's
It'll be dead in
fans-
2 months, and
it-
then where do you go?
it's
I look at
fans-
it like the character, the career of Bray Wyatt, who's been fucked over once before, failed at that, and it wasn't his own doing. It's just booking and what they did with his character.
Yeah.
I looked at it like they started him not necessarily fresh, which I liked. They introduced something that was clever. There were sinister overtones. They had something going for them. When he attacked in the shadows and attacked certain people, stole a finisher. He attacked people. That would have been fine for a good 3-4 months. Then he had another match at Royal Rumble against somebody else that didn't have a title. That's fine. At WrestleMania, he fights The Undertaker, beats him. The next major pay-per-view, I'm going to say SummerSlam, he wins his first championship. That's the way I would have booked it.
Oh yeah.
That's not the way I see it.
No, they're gonna probably put the title on him next week, or
I
not
don't
next
think
week
so.
at Hell in a Cell, and then they're gonna take the title off of him probably around the Raw.
I do not think he's winning the title. And this is the problem with even putting him in that position.
Well, that too.
You can't win any way you do it.
Okay. Well, let me rephrase that. There are two ways that this can go. They could put the title on him, but he's not going to hold it very long. They're going to take it off probably within a few months. And if anything, when he wins, if and when he wins the title, he should hold it for a long fucking time. Or they're going to do some fucking shenanigans. The Basement's at it. The Undertaker's going to come out.
Maybe not The Undertaker, but somebody will cause him to lose.
And then he'll go after them.
Now, JP, if he causes himself to lose with him fighting for himself, is it not too soon for that to happen?
Didn't we talk about this Thursday? Didn't you say no? They can't do that. That's too soon. I think
We might have.
I think
Yeah,
we
we might
talked
have.
about this Thursday.
Okay. Well,
I think
too soon.
it's too soon for him to fucking, because then you ultimately know how to beat Bray Wyatt, get in his head.
Well, he gets in his own head, but it's too soon for him to get into his own head. If what I'm saying makes sense.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have him lose because of himself. Not yet. down the road when he loses the title, I would have him lose. He's fighting these demons or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
he's doing.
I think we came to that conclusion long ago, like months ago, when we first said like as soon as he showed up and he had his in-ring.
Oh no, he's losing Carmella.
And build up to it that way, but
Oh shit!
That's not
Plot twist.
well, I'm still on commercials, so
What?
spoilers.
What happened? My stream
No,
went down.
no, don't tell him. Don't tell him. I'll tell you when I find out.
Mm-mm.
Someone, whoever is dressing Renee Young, needs to give up.
Oh my god.
She looks like the Wolf of Hoe Street. Oh god, no.
Oh my god.
And that's how they get to meet on.
Oh god, no.
Oh.
Obviously, you have Carmella come out in ring gear. She's gonna try to win off of fucking the first time she shows up in ring gear.
Oh, everyone's like, oh, what the fuck?
Why would they even listen to her though?
Can we honestly say stop with this fucking shit? Please.
I can, because it's fucking terrible.
God. Come on, man.
But why does anybody care about it? What does it get you? It just gets you inconvenienced. It's the belt of inconvenience. Like, what the fuck?
They could have done something better with that time than have it.
I still like it.
Shut up, Robert. You can't. There's no way.
You can like it if
No,
you want to. I
do.
just don't understand like the purpose of it. It's not a stepping stone to anything. It seems like if you own it, only people are going to attack you constantly.
And it's only certain
during all parts of your life. And you get no accolade for actually owning it.
I guess I was wrong about this shit.
Yep.
Well, Peter's going to be writing them a letter because that's an all fur cape there.
Thank God I didn't understand anything she said. I'm just going to continue watching.
PETA? They're going to bitch about the fur.
When don't they bitch about something?
Was it just fake?
I understand it's to keep the lower card busy, but don't you think there's like a fucking mid-card belt that would
help with that?
They don't fucking need this fucking belt. It's been nothing but a fucking hindrance.
He tried to get at her.
It makes no sense.
You know garbage. What? I literally like I said, I'm okay with this whole fucking bullshit happening as long as the rest of the card is serious. But you followed up a Bray Wyatt segment with this. You've got too much fucking goofy bullshit happening all at once. It's the goof trip.
Then why have mid-card title if you have no major
stars?
See, that's the problem with
Sasha
this fucking
and Bayley
company.
talk.
They have all of their fucking titles on top fucking stars. The mid-card titles should be on fucking mid-card fucking talent. I remember, and we're actually in wrestling memories. We're at that moment where Shawn Michaels is the Intercontinental Champion. And he's only getting title shots. Or how do I say this? The only reason he's the Intercontinental Champion is because they're getting ready to put him in the main fucking event. He is going to be the guy. That's what that's what these mid-card titles are for. Bullshit fucking 24/7 hardcore bullshit title means
they have too many titles, man.
Goddamn nothing. Like Basement said, this fucking title doesn't get you anywhere. It gets you on TV, but does it really? Running around looking like a jackass? That's it. That's all it does. It doesn't get everybody on fucking TV.
Not to mention, 90% of the time it's been on our truth.
That's all that fucking thing does. And if that's how you think that they should get people on TV, come on. That's not how you do that. I'm sorry. You don't.
They have too many titles. They have too big a roster. They have too much going on. In an ideal world where wrestling was one weekly show and a pay per view, they could book it in a way where there was a hierarchy where you held the IC title for a certain amount of time. You became too big for that championship. You moved on. The cycle repeated itself. 6 months later, someone else is going to get that slate, and it works. Now they've just expanded too much so that nothing means anything, and they have too big of a roster. So this is why they probably are in love with the idea of the 24/7 belt. It's like, well, we want to feature stars because we have a roster that could basically fill 90% of Africa. So it's like, fuck, they have to fucking do something with them. And I understand like them doing something with them, but this is shit.
It is.
And it's gotten so old so quick that a championship, the 24/7 championship, will be gone in a year. And if it's not gone, everybody will want it gone.
I think it's on its way out because they just put the title on Carmelo.
Well, fucking hell, man. A police officer almost won it a couple weeks ago.
I know. Look.
It's a gimmick belt for WWE, which is a gimmick company, man. They're gimmicky as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
They're in love with this shit. You know they are.
Yep. No, I know.
I'm not a gimmicky guy. I enjoy a good, solid gimmick when the gimmick can be done in a way that can be respectable. And even if it's jokish at times, I'm okay with it. But you can't just do... WWE is not a comedy company. So fucking drop the bullshit every now and then.
It shouldn't be. There's nothing wrong with having comedy in your show. Just not overwhelming, cheesy comedy. It's fucking dad jokes.
They went from Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse to that. If I was watching wrestling and like a friend of mine that wasn't into wrestling showed up and watched what I was watching, they'd be like, what in the literal fuck are you looking at? You went from Firefly Funhouse to a bunch of assholes walking around to R-Truth being pinned. Nothing. The whole thing was about 25 minutes of something I would never show anybody else.
Correct. Here's
Greenie's dental treats.
You like getting that orange on there.
You say hi to everybody.
God, I just want to have sex with the Popeyes woman.
No, you do. You want to say hi to everybody? Say hi.
Did you know that like Popeyes is one of the only foods that looks very similar to how it's advertised?
Yes. I do like Popeyes. Kentucky Fried Chicken's gotten better. I remember they used to be really greasy. They've actually gotten a little bit better.
They don't even advertise KFC here anymore. I haven't seen an advertisement for them for 5 to 10 years. Wendy. What's up, Wendy?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I like her get up.
Dory, they do season premieres. It's not because they do it once a year. I hear them talk about it all. I hear them, they always say next week on the season premiere. They've done it for years.
Yeah.
Chad Gable's on.
She hasn't taken off your hat yet. which is
Yeah, she
oh,
is.
never mind. I just spoke about it,
Sticking,
and it's
sticking it
happening.
off 3 times now.
Like, fuck this shit. I want your head to look like mine.
We already talked about that, actually, Dory. We talked about the fucking season premieres. I agree with you. It should be after WrestleMania, but it's not. Actually, Raw debuted January 4th, 1993, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
So that's when the premiere should happen, is right after New Year's.
Sami Zayn looks exactly like a fucking garden troll.
Yes, he does.
He will. It's a hat. Trust me.
She must be twinning with JP.
Right, you want to go to Mom?
No, I want to change the channel.
No, you don't. Fucking...
That's too many of us.
No.
He looks.
No.
Chad Gable looks exactly like an Oompa Loompa. He's way too orange to be a human being.
Who's way too orange?
Chad Gable.
Was that a
Hey,
short
Gable.
joke?
No, it's the color of his skin. It's fucking unnatural. Orange as fuck, man.
He don't look that orange to me.
Really? Really, he doesn't look that orange.
I think I've got the contrast turned down so it doesn't look that orange. And it could be...
He probably has one of those stickers on his ass cheek saying fucking from Florida or whatever.
Barcode included.
Barcode included. It could be his outfit kind of makes him look orange. I don't know.
Look at him. He blends in with the background. The background's orange. It's fucking the Tangerine himself. The terrible Tangerine.
You want to sit here for a second?
Yeah.
I'm going to go grab a beverage. Heather's going to sit here, and probably Wendy as well. I will be right back.
Wait, and get her to go back to sleep soon.
I mean, she did go to bed at 7:30.
Whoa. Duck the head this way. I don't get hit by it.
They're still doing the fucking king gimmick, though, with him. As who's king?
Right back.
I'm just gonna look at Wendy for the rest of the match.
You might as well, because there's not really much to see in this match.
Yeah, it was squirt.
I never liked the term squirt. It always seems like sexual in nature.
Well, it is something that happens.
When somebody
during
calls
that.
somebody a little squirt, isn't it like, yeah, you're technically from my ball sack?
Kinda. Yeah.
That was a terrible punch, Gable.
Oh,
She's like, fuck it. I'm just gonna lie
Gonna
back
fall.
and go fuck wild.
Just gonna fall.
Like, I'm just gonna crash.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fall down. Trying to get sleepy again.
Why are these guys fighting? Didn't they just fight for the fucking king of the ring? Like, this doesn't make sense. Okay, it makes sense actually. He broke his chair and attacked him or whatever. I didn't see that.
Security guard's taken out. Thank you, Sarah.
What?
They probably got.
Congratulations on getting my diploma.
Yes. Congrats, Heather.
Thank
I haven't
you.
said that yet.
Oh, great. Now she's going to have a fucking ego. Stop
Congratulations.
graduating. High school is not hard.
You know what? It was hard for me, fucker.
Wendy, this is what we
Fucking-
do.
Me too.
Middle school was hard. Fucking kindergarten was hard.
No, kindergarten was easy because you got naps.
I don't know. I can't remember anything. I'm pretty sure I had brain damage.
Yeah, I went to the. She got her diploma today. She also got a secondary degree.
An introductory course into healthcare.
Yeah, so. Which it was just wasn't it like a math course or something?
It kind of was. Basically, the first 2 lessons of that course were just, okay, this is how you add, this is how you multiply, this is how you subtract, this is how you divide, this is how we already fucking did this course.
Right.
I definitely need to take that course. I am basically retarded.
Sorry, I'm just reading stuff.
Isn't it kind of weird that Chad Gable almost has like this same tattoo as Kurt Angle does?
I'm not sure if it's the same, but
It's close.
yeah.
Kurt Angle's just
similar.
like a couple inches to the right. All he needs to do is shave his head and start drinking milk and grow a couple inches and start doing drugs and drinking constantly.
Here's his neck to his body.
Hollywood's fused neck body.
Nope.
What is this commercial for?
I have no idea what you're talking.
A girl in cat ears talking to a Down syndrome fucking jack-o'-lantern.
I don't know.
Mini Magnum. Sounds like the same type of condoms I buy.
What?
As she went walking for her door, and she was like, okay.
Would you ever own a miniature fucking horse?
I don't know. What?
I don't know. It's like a thing you could buy, you know, as an animal.
I'm sure you could.
You could, but would you?
Here's the only miniature allowed in our house.
Well, it's the thing. JP hates midgets, so I'm sure he hates midget horses too.
Imagine if there was a midget on a midget horse. What I would do.
Good thing we don't own a gun.
Thank God Wendy's not a midget, because if she was, it's like your life would be turned upside down.
Oh, I was devastated when I walked in the door today. Actually, Sarah, I'm a little upset with the Packers, the way they've been playing. Yes, their defense is looking better, but their offense is looking horrendous. I hate the run defense. Well, I'll talk about it Wednesday, more or less, but I'm not as happy as you would think I am.
You just tried to decapitate the giraffe with this one.
I would try to decapitate a giraffe with a spoon because it sounds like it might be an interesting display of power.
He's so powerful. He just fucking decapitated a giraffe. You know how
With a
tall those
spoon.
motherfuckers are? And it was a phone. I don't know what the fuck he did it with. Beersy, I got banned from YouTube for being completely honest and innocuous and just the friendliest guy. That's why I am no longer myself. YouTube has taken me away, and they have not responded to me in 6 months.
I I'm not shitting on Cowboys. I'm not shitting on the Cowboys. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this
They're
right
shit.
now. You guys have not played anybody yet. Come to me when you have played against 3 pretty good teams.
Also, come on him.
Don't come on me because
You can go and kill a giraffe together.
I can get well.
I feel like I would never kill like if all animals. Giraffe, really? Like I don't think I'd ever kill a giraffe. I don't even know what they do, just besides walk around and be super tall. It's like, have you? Has anybody ever eaten giraffe?
Funny.
I have never. Apparently, it's illegal to eat giraffe.
Well, for fuck's sakes.
It's illegal to kill giraffes, I think. Did you have tonight off, basement? Or did you take
I did. No, I had tonight off.
So then there you go, Dory. How did he escape work? He didn't have to go to work.
I have to work tomorrow and the next day, though.
You have to work tomorrow and the next day?
Mm-hmm.
Makes your Sunday.
Man, no matter what you say, there's only been like 4 matches or something in this Raw, so they've given like a lot of time in the ring, even if it's not needed.
Right.
They have given a lot of time in the ring, which is, I guess, a positive.
Yeah.
Kind of.
They've given these guys a lot of time. I'm getting to the point where I don't want them to wrestle anymore. This is the
Yep,
third
and they
time
only
in
started wrestling a couple times ago.
I know this is the third time in a row they have wrestled. I don't want to see this anymore.
It's like they do one thing good where they give wrestlers time to go, but they also do one thing bad and just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again.
Hey, this was a good match. Let's do this again.
For the rest of time.
The tag match had quite a bit of time, but it wasn't as good.
We talked about football through it.
We talked all about football through the whole thing. I didn't even know who. I don't even remember who won. Oh, I think it was the Viking Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota is pretty good.
Minnesota.
Minnesota's pretty good, Ace. Sorry to tell you, but and the Broncos. I'm sorry, people that shit on Joe Flacco. You are sorely mistaken. That guy's a really good quarterback. Really good quarterback. He gets no credit, and should.
The Broncos had a lot of penalties.
Well, the Broncos were fucking running the ball all over Green Bay. It pissed me off. But that's neither here nor there. We're back. I don't know what to tell you.
Dory, I think that would be a match for a pancake because he destroyed the
I
crown
don't.
last week.
If whoever, I don't want to see these two wrestle again. If I see this next week, if I see this at the fucking pay-per-view, I'm gonna fucking stab myself. I don't want to fucking see this match anymore.
But this is all I want to see.
But see, this is what I'm telling you. This is why this is only gonna work for. This is all they're gonna do at Chad Gable. He may get that one match, and then he's going right back to sitting in the back playing Nerf ball with everybody else.
He should have been half Black Sun.
Yes, he should have.
It would have made his career so much better. Because, good God, now he's resorted to being a small joke.
The Eagles are going through injuries right now. They don't even have their two best receivers. And the Lions have a solid defense. I will give them that, but their offense is fucking atrocious. They supposedly have one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but they don't. Matt Stafford's a fucking joke. If anything, he's holding that team back. And I'm not saying that just
Yes,
tracks
Trent.
here.
I want Corbin versus Gable, best of 7, and then I want them to become a tag team called Little Me and Me. Also, he should shave his head so that he can be the small Corbin.
Corbin's fantastic. The matches
I wouldn't say
Corbin's
he's
been
fantastic.
the matches he's been putting on are pretty decent.
He's actually improving in the ring, which is something that I've always said that he needed to do. And since he came back, he's been putting on much better work in the ring.
What I mean is he's put that. I know it's what I said was fantastic, but it's a far cry from where he was.
So yeah, he's finally improved the thing he needed to improve, which is worth praise. But he's also wrestling against Chad Gable, and Chad Gable's really good in ring, so come on. Let's see him wrestle some fucking failure. Which actually WWE doesn't really have anymore.
No, I don't want to call him king. I want to call him the king of the ring. You should get a title shot somewhere along the line. I don't want to call him King Corbin. Don't.
You think WWE has done something really sneaky where they've kind of replaced the talent that used to be jobbers with literally good in-ring talent, so that there's nobody. And if Baron Corbin, they want to push him, he's never going to wrestle somebody that can't work in ring.
Agreed.
They don't have somebody that can't work in ring on the main roster, did they?
I don't think so.
Goldberg?
He's never wrestled Goldberg.
No, but I'm just saying in general, do they have somebody on their main roster that cannot work in ring? All of their job squad is literally what would be premiered on an indie show scene or any other fucking AEW, ROH, any of them.
Trying to think. No, I can't think of anybody right off the top of my head. I don't know why. Okay, but I don't want to see Corbin in the ring with fucking Chad Gable anymore. I'm over it. They're reverting back to this fucking. This is going to extend the feud. I don't want it to extend. It needs to fucking end.
This is the only time I've seen them fight because I haven't watched the other times, so I'm okay with this. But I can understand your frustration.
The only difference is the finish this time. This match was the exact same match that they had at King of the Ring. It was the exact same spots, the exact same movesets. The ending was almost the exact same, except this time Corbin cheated.
Yeah, they'll fight.
But the thing is there's no logic behind the way, because he crawled under, he put his arm under the ring, so the ref should have broke. Chad Gable should have broken.
It was too quick, I guess. You get a 5 count when you're under the ropes, right?
No, rope breaks
unless you're holding them.
Rope breaks are 5 seconds. He didn't touch the rope, but he went under the rope. It's just the same thing.
He didn't even count 5 seconds, but he wouldn't have to because it was 1 second.
When I know the baby faces, whatever, they got 5 seconds, but if you ever seen a baby face wait the 5 seconds, they just immediately break it.
He didn't even get 1 second, to be honest. He just got under the rope and grabbed the thing. But this is the thing. There's no way is Corbin losing at the fucking pay-per-view?
I don't think he's scheduled to be there.
No, I don't know.
Well, at this point, it seems like it's gonna have to happen.
But whatever.
You secretly do want it
No,
to.
I really, I fucking.
I can't believe we're only 2 hours in. I feel like I've been awake watching wrestling for like 7 hours.
These
It hasn't been that bad of a Raw, I don't think. From what I've seen, it's been wrestling heavy for the most part, except for the whole fucking Bray Wyatt
speed up.
and
I have no idea.
24/7 championship.
I just.
Oh, God.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Now we're all gonna fucking die. And well, I guess the main event's gonna be Seth versus fucking Braun Strowman.
What? Didn't this happen last week?
What, Seth versus Braun Strowman?
No,
Yeah.
Seth versus Bobby Roode.
That was Seth versus Bobby Roode.
Didn't this happen at the pay-per-view last week?
Yep.
Oh, we're getting the Fatal 5-Way now. Okay. No.
Why is this
Dory,
match happening?
This is the Fatal 5-Way. Why is he in this? Because it's Rey fucking Mysterio, I guess. I guess they're gonna say, well, he's Nacho Libre. Give Nacho Libre a fucking opportunity.
Oh my god. AOP looks kind of weird.
Yes, Dory, I just said it because Braun and Seth are having a match. Braun and Seth are having a match tonight. Seth fucking Braun called Seth out on his bullshit and said, fine, we'll have a fucking match tonight. He's like, okay, we're gonna have a match tonight. I'll be waiting because you're gonna get these hands. That's how the fucking promo went. And Shinsuke Nakamura is in this match. Rey Mysterio is in this match.
AJ
Styles is in this match. No, whoever wins this 5-way
Gets a match with him.
gets a match with Seth Rollins next week. Why would Rey Mysterio? If Rey Mysterio wins this, why would he interfere? It's not even for the title. I don't think. I think they're just having a match.
Next week? No, it's for the title.
No, tonight.
Tonight? No, it's for the title.
No,
it's not. The match between Seth and Braun is for the title.
I'm telling you, if Rey Mysterio doesn't win, I riot. Every time I see his entrance, I shit my pants.
And not in a good way. It's like diarrhea.
No, it's never a good way to shit your pants. What the fuck? Like, that was a good one.
Why wouldn't you? Okay, Dory.
Why is he wearing a thong?
You're saying if it's a heel, he will beat up Seth to soften him up for next week? Why wouldn't
There's no softening up Seth Rollins, first of all.
Why wouldn't you let Braun Strowman fucking soften him up? Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins are having a match tonight.
Okay, so the last time Seth Rollins got softened up, he became fucking Jesus Christ Superstar. So you don't want to soften him up.
No. And no, AJ, we talked about this at the beginning. Why does AJ need he already has a US title, so why have him win the Universal title? He doesn't need to be in the main title picture.
Rey Mysterio is my choice.
I hope they all die in the middle of the fucking ring. Except for AJ. AJ will not win this match. AJ should not win this match.
Who's in this match? It's AJ, it's Rey Mysterio, it's Ricochet, it's who?
Nakamura and Bobby Roode.
And Nakamura and Bobby Roode.
Okay. It's not looking good, that's all I'm going to say.
I don't...
it's going to be AJ Styles somehow. He's the only believable one. Everybody else is not good.
No.
Why are there two champions? Why is the Intercontinental and the US champion in this match?
That's why I don't see AJ or Shinsuke winning.
And the tag team champion.
See?
Fucking Bobby Roode.
It's not. It's gonna be Rey Mysterio. Watch.
I hope so. It just says this is my favorite person in the world, Rey Mysterio.
And then next fucking week, Bray Wyatt's gonna come out and interfere in that match. Rey Mysterio's gonna get taken out by the Fiend. Why? I don't know. Because to fuck with you, I guess.
Because nobody actually cares about Rey Mysterio.
No,
I hope
that's true.
the Fiend comes in and fucking shoves a 10-inch blade through his heart and he just falls to the ground. And Dominic comes out and a meteor comes down from the heavens and strikes him to death. And we'll never have to see Mysterio again.
Yay! I don't want him to die, but just get him off fucking TV.
So like
I
someone
see
comes out
Rick.
there
I
and
can
cuts his
see.
legs off
I can see
and
Ricochet
arms
winning.
off. Yeah, but like I don't want to see Ricochet versus Seth Rollins without a story build except of we should be fighting each other. Then again, do you actually like what kind of storyline would they actually do with those two? Because Ricochet can't
They aren't
speak.
doing it. It's just to get. It's just to get to the Fiend. They're gonna have the Fiend come out and interfere. That's why I think it's gonna be a Seth Rollins versus Rey Mysterio.
This is supposed to be for next week, or what is this supposed to be for?
Whoever wins this match gets a title shot.
Next week.
When is the pay-per-view?
The week after that.
No, is it? Yeah,
It's a week from Sunday. Yeah.
It's a week from Sunday.
So, do you guys thinking that like whoever wins this is going to be attacked by the Fiend tonight or next week?
Next week.
Next week.
Next week.
I think tonight and next week.
That could be.
Overexposure. Going to
Dory,
WWE segment.
it's coming. It's coming. Maury Povich is gonna show up on fucking Raw. Just
Fine next week.
Right after this Fatal Five Way.
Yep, it's gonna be next week on the season premiere.
For all those people that care about that storyline.
Actually, wasn't that on SmackDown?
I don't know. I never want to see it again.
What?
That's all I know.
This part of the gender reveal party.
Okay, you're right. I just wanted to fucking stab myself after watching that shit.
Agreed.
You know, Rey Mysterio was looking pretty good.
Mysterio winning looks pretty good.
Nacho Libre, ready to go.
What'd you say, Trek?
I was saying goodnight to Ryan. He's going to bed.
Night, Ryan. Have a good one, man. Stay safe. Have a good night at work or whatever you got going on. Have a good sleep. Get some sleep for me because apparently I can't sleep anymore. But it's not.
I don't either, really.
I have to sleep because fuck. I can't go without sleep.
I can't either, but it happens more often than it should. Ryan, have a good night. Touch yourself. I'll touch myself, thinking of you.
Right. Yo, I'm thinking of you. The only club that matters. That is the dumbest fucking thing.
Yeah. What about the Girl Guides? They're a club.
The what?
The Girl Guides?
Girl Guy.
I don't know. They're called the Girl Guides here. Isn't it Girl Scouts or fucking Boy Scouts? They're all clubs.
Holy shit. My defense has scored more points than your points in your quarter.
Holy shit. Cheat to win. What's up, Eddie Guerrero?
Motherfucker, I didn't cheat.
Yeah, you didn't win fairly. But actually did. But still, fuck you. Yeah, Breakfast Club. She got a point. Oh, God. JP, Rey Mysterio versus Ricochet. Oh, wait. Are they all just fighting in the ring at once? I thought it was
It's a
just
fatal five-way.
God.
Like I said, it's going to be a clusterfuck.
I don't care for his entrance anymore, which is sad.
Who, Bobby Roode's? Fucking,
Yep.
I agree 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I
They
remember
had
we used to
greatness and
have,
they killed it.
when Bobby Roode, we used to have so much fun with that with Bob, whenever Bobby Roode come out. They have so ruined fucking Bobby Roode and his entrance that I don't care.
Yeah, they killed him. They completely killed him, and now he's in the tag team. And if that tag team takes off, they're gonna have to have a same entrance. So what do they go with? Definitely not Bobby Roode. They're gonna go with Dolph Ziggler. I'm here to show the world that I'm a fucking failure.
What about the Breakfast Club and the Babysitters Club?
Bullet Club.
The Bullet Club? Bullet Club is oversaturated.
What about all the clubs? Why are you a club hater?
Well, we've talked about this. New Japan, and they're oversaturating a Bullet Club. It just
Well, when it first existed and its like first run was solid, and even past its first run was solid.
Club
Only
was the
now
new
is it
NWO.
oversaturated.
well, now it is. But when they had the Bullet Club, when they had just and it would have worked when Finn Balor originally started it,
Balor.
was just Carl Anderson.
Now Balor is just like relegated to smiling and rubbing butter on his fucking abs.
Yep.
What the fuck happened to that dude?
Yeah, this official club, whatever the fuck you want to call them, just they can fuck them.
I actually hate what they did with Shinsuke Nakamura's entrance. It used to be a lot better. He shouldn't start on the fucking stage, first of all. I don't mind the change in music for him being a heel and stuff. It's just like, the fuck?
Okay.
You realize you gotta walk out there and sit on the stage for a bit.
I was gonna disagree with you on the music part, but I can agree with you on that. I don't like the way that they do. I wish to God he would have gotten the proper push that he should have gotten, because his entrance gave me chills up and down my spine.
Yep.
When he first fucking did it.
In NXT, his entrance was fucking amazing.
Yes.
And there's certain things that worked on NXT that could easily work on the main roster, and they didn't decide to do it in favor of overexposure and having no idea what the fuck they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Rey Mysterio. If you lose, I will kill someone. Probably myself.
Why would you kill yourself after Rey Mysterio loses? Isn't that what you want?
Well, I mean, in this match, I actually do not give a shit who wins this.
I don't either.
Because it's definitely not going to be Bobby Roode. It's definitely not going to be. It shouldn't be half the other people either. Right now, Rey Mysterio is the only choice because he needs it, and he also needs to get buried the next fucking week.
Ricochet, I can see Ricochet.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, well, never mind. We'll never know because it's commercial time.
Why not here, Dory? They fucking give away every fucking thing else. Why not? Why not? We've said that.
You know what?
AJ,
that match would be good.
When they did AJ and Seth at a fucking
SmackDown
on
or
a
Raw
SmackDown or on a Raw. What's different? What's so much better about Ricochet and Seth?
It's actually worse
Ricochet and AJ.
because Ricochet can't speak or fucking save his life.
Well, no, and I get that, but I'm talking about match-wise.
No, I agree with you. It's like I want to see like, okay, so if you look at like two of the best in-ring athletes, that should be showcased on a pay-per-view. The fact that this has happened a million times before, so I believe it to be that Ricochet will win and will be showcased against fucking Seth Rollins on Raw next week.
Mm-hmm.
I can easily see that happening. And then Bray Wyatt interferes to end the match.
Mhm.
And whatever, who cares?
Mhm.
It's
No,
just like how much is WWE willing to kill superstars by doing this fucking bullshit? They did it with Seth. They did it with Shinsuke too.
Mhm.
Put him in a match before he should have been put in a match with the guy he's supposed to be in a match with. Shinsuke and AJ Styles should have never touched each other until WrestleMania, and then it just should have been given 30 minutes to go exactly like they would be given to go, and the same constraints as they would be given to go in New Japan. Let them beat the living fuck out of each other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see Shinsuke go in there and fucking. A running knee is actually just a running quadricep.
So, again, I say Ricochet versus Seth next week is no different, is not as showcased as Seth versus AJ. In fact, I think Seth versus AJ is more prominent. But they did that on fucking Raw or SmackDown, one of the two.
The
Why not?
wrestlers
Why
don't
not?
mean
They
anything
give away
anymore,
everything
man.
else. Who cares?
The talent doesn't mean anything. The anticipation means nothing.
Mhm.
It's not. WWE is not a show made for me, and that's all the only way I can judge it.
Mhm.
And I can like think about it how the public would say this and this about this, but like for me, no, it's not made for me at all in any way.
Mhm.
It is basically the Shining Wizard. But the thing is, the Shining Wizard is a move that's been used, like, I guess, wrestling wide. The Kinshasa was more like the Shining Wizard with strong style put on it, but he can't do that in WWE, so it is essentially the Shining Wizard.
Agreed. They're going to let these guys go for essentially another half an hour. I guarantee it.
It should be. I mean,
No,
considering
and I agree. I agree.
is it the
It should
first
be.
pin victory or is it elimination?
No, it's
This
five.
to me should be elimination,
I
personally.
agree, but it's just a fatal five-way unless they
But
change their
I think
rules.
Vince hates elimination matches just like he hates fucking tournaments. I can't look at Rey Mysterio. Like, what in the fuck are you?
He's a lucha
That guy looks
libre,
like
man.
something you'd put
He's
down your
lucha
fucking
libre,
toilet
man.
to clean
Leave him alone.
clean the drains.
He's half Roman, half lucha libre.
He the fucking with an orange mohawk and a fucking golden thong. The fucking send this guy into the stratosphere.
And don't let him come back.
No, they just fuck it. No, let him come back. He'll hit the ground with so much impact.
I mean, true.
It'll be the hardest hitting move he's ever done.
On the concrete.
Do a flip. Clown.
She just likes the noise.
Well, there is a reason, I guess, Bobby Roode and AJ would work together. Didn't they have that like moment between the OC and them a couple weeks ago? And never mind, it's all changed.
I shut that motherfucker off. She was pressing the emergency call button.
Oh boy.
You ever think like Pele will like I don't know if he's retired now or will retire, but the thing he's going to be known for most is his kick.
AJ?
No, Pele. He's a
Pele.
soccer player.
Oh, Pele? Yeah, he's been retired forever.
All right. Well, the thing he's most known for is his kick.
Yes. And AJ Styles is going to be known for his kick as well.
No, he's gonna be known
You know
for
what Rey Mysterio is going to be known for? Being a piece of shit.
Ricochet's been eliminated. Okay, so it's an elimination match.
Okay, good. Well, also spoilers. What the fuck?
Well, I'm not telling you
Why
who
does
wins.
Nakamura have like such cleavage? He looks like he's straight out of Tron, but also like the adult entertainment version. Just hanging Japanese nips all over the place.
What'd you miss?
nothing.
Nothing during. You didn't miss
I remember
shit.
Kid Cash. Do you remember Kid Cash?
I do remember Kid
I
Cash.
don't know.
I do remember Kid Cash, and I was not a fan. He was one of those that I just could not. He was one of those. He was like Jeff Hardy, like doing that high spot shit. I just never got into that shit.
What was that movie with Fred Savage where there were monsters?
Little Monsters.
Yeah.
Little
So
Monsters.
doesn't Rey Mysterio look like he should be from Little Monsters?
Yes.
I'm gonna fucking hit Rey Mysterio in the face with a cinder block.
I'm gonna hit him in the face with a Ford F-150.
Yeah.
Just have Ford F-150. Can you feel the love for Rey Mysterio?
Little Monsters.
Yes, Dory, he is just jerking off to it right now.
Yeah, I am. Slow. It's a slow jerk. It's the type of slow jerk that only Aunt Jemima makes.
Yeah.
I always want. Do you ever wonder why Aunt Jemima didn't like spread out? Like, yeah, she made fucking maple syrup and shit, but like,
No.
why did it end there?
Don't tell Heather that, Aaron. She hates Fords.
She hates Fords. What about the Ford? What about the? You guys see like the YouTube
Aaron said
fucking commercial?
F-150s are good trucks.
You ever see the commercial that's going on now? It's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
On road dead.
What? Basement?
You ever see the Ford commercial that's going on now on YouTube? Every YouTube video I watch, like they're like with a custom grill and 20-inch black rims, the Ford Warlock. What the fuck? What? The Warlock? It's a fucking magician from Dungeons and Dragons driving me around? What the literal fuck? Why is he called the Warlock? This is maybe the stupidest fucking truck name I've ever heard.
Heather, you said it's found on road dead?
That's exactly what she
Yeah.
said.
I've always heard fix or repair daily.
Or
There's that one too.
fucked up old rebuilt Dodge. We won't.
With the new Ford Warlock, you can fuck your mother even though she's been dead for 20 years.
Oh no, that's devastating. Don't
But it's the Warlock.
Now you're stereotyping, Dory. Are you sure about that?
Yeah, they probably drive trucks.
Hey.
Yeah, you know, you can't, you know, everybody likes D&D. Well, not everybody, but like people from all walks of lives. Or all drive the cars.
Okay, and that's fine. You're a D&D nerd, but just because you don't drive a truck doesn't mean
You
nobody
should buy a
else.
Warlock and incorporate it into the game. I roll 20. With my Ford Warlock, I roll over everybody's head.
Well, they had it in that World of Warcraft commercial a million years ago.
But who
Yeah, they did.
thought of the name Warlock out of nowhere? It's always been like with the Ford F-150 Firestone, or like they used to have cool names, and Warlock is fucking casting magic and shit on you.
I think what Wendy's trying to say is the Ford Warlock is probably the best car ever created.
I mean, if I could own one, I'd own one.
And that
I'd drive it
I
with
think
pride.
I think I'm speaking baby here. I'm not sure, but I think she just said that I want to hit fucking Rey Mysterio in the face with a cinder block with nails on the end of
And I'll bring the Warlock in. Roll over his corpse and transport it to a ditch far away from humanity. He's small, so
I
we
think
can bury
Wendy
him in a 4-foot plot.
I think Wendy made a Ford deposit their diaper.
No,
A Warlock
she didn't make any
with
deposit
20-inch
in her-
black rims and a custom grill. She took a shit in her pants.
She didn't make any deposit in any pants. She didn't poop. What are you
These are my
waving at?
Thulthithers. Queendom. What the fuck is Queen? Okay, you know what? Total Divas is literally the best show.
No, it's not. You're just saying that.
I'd be singing a lot more if I had my Ford Warlock. This match is boring. It just came back from commercial for me. Been pretty.
Drowning in sleepy there, baby girl.
Forearm
Papa
pin-ups.
Labadan. Every single time there's more than like 2 people in the ring, they have to do this fucking Tower of Doom garbage. Stop. It's so predictable and nobody cares. It's not a big spot when I've seen it 10,000 times. Chevy. I used to drive a Chevy until I started playing D&D. Now I drive a Warlock. Alpha, they're just Chevyist.
Oh, we just dropped him on his head. That was fantastic.
Who got dropped in their head?
You'll see.
Can't wait. Eh. So how is his basically Kinshasa from the second rope less powerful than the regular one?
Because it's from the second rope. I get what you're saying, and I agree with you.
Just in like WWE ideology, because like him running will obviously hit you worse, but like WWE has always been like, oh my god. Nakamura is jerking off his fucking huge V-neck. Any more of a V-neck and it'd be down to his taint.
Who will win the big match? What big match?
The big one.
I haven't seen a big match yet.
But it's J makes.
I understand that. I just have not seen a big. Who had better cleavage than I do? Heather does.
Cleavage? Cleveland should rename themselves.
Oh, for
Cleveland.
fuck's sakes.
I haven't seen
I
anybody
thought
be
she
dropped
pooped.
on their head
I thought
yet.
that was her farting. So Wendy has learned how to fucking blow on Heather's arm, and it sounds like a fart. It's great.
That's right.
I don't know if you can hear it, but that she was.
I can hear it.
Yeah, it sounded like a fart.
Rocks. Cleveland rocks.
She's growling.
No, she's not. She's blowing on Heather's arm.
Oh, I thought she was growling.
No, she's blowing on Heather's arm. If if my
God,
kid,
it's
if
what
my
killed
kid,
Seth Rollins. The
my
glorious
kid growls
DDT.
like that.
Yep. Oh, it's the strongest move in the fucking industry. Never mind. It also killed AJ Styles. It's the fucking strongest move ever. Oh my god, Rey Mysterio is gonna win, guys. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Oh yeah, yeah. Pick him up. Pick him up like the shit he is.
I don't understand what's so funny with you right now.
Ray hasn't moved. Oh my god. The first time in his whole fucking career he hasn't moved. Fucking Speedy Gonzalez over here.
I can't get going on right now. I got like 35 things going on at one time. I got
35
gotta
5.
look
I don't
at
even know what
fucking
number
Rey
that is.
Mysterio. Oh my god, my kid is blowing
Fuck
farts onto my fucking onto her mother's fucking arms. Fucking.
Oh shit, yes. Oh yes, little monsters.
It looks like he's wearing.
Okay.
It looks like his pants looks like he's got ovaries.
He does. Little known fact about Rey Mysterio, he's got both reproductive organs. That's the Mysterio portion of it.
This is fucking tragedy.
Ow! No biting!
So he's calling. Seth's going, we got a dream match next week. I got a dream match. Come on, man.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a dream match.
Not for me, it's not. It's not one that I dreamt of ever wanting to fucking see.
I hope the stadium collapses and everybody dies. All except the 18,000 innocent souls to kill at least one.
Hopefully for some. No, because they it's a season premiere. They won't do that.
Oh man, he earned it. He earned it. He's the best. He's legit. I want to kill myself.
Trying to ignore the shit that's going on in front of me right now. Wendy. Hey. What the fuck is wrong with you? She's like so enthralled by this noise. Whoa.
The biggest little man. Really? I want to hear the littlest big man. Because that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. He does have ovaries. Seth Rollins. It doesn't matter. I'm a god. Oh, so I have to wrestle a midget from Mexico? I wonder how I'll do.
Basement's over here talking about Rey Mysterio. Wendy's blowing on fucking Heather's arm, blowing farts. Fucking Rey Mysterio's fucking winning matches. Oh, now we're going to see. How did Rey Mysterio get a shot at the title? Dumb fucker, he just won a match. That's how he got a fucking title. I don't want to fucking hear this shit. Do I want to see Rey Mysterio in a fucking match?
Okay, so Rey
He doesn't.
Mysterio, how many matches has he won recently? Nobody cares. He's shit. Okay,
I'm
I get to see Seth Rollins, a god, literally, versus because they booked him as such, versus a midget from Mexico that has lost his last 5 matches.
No, actually, he's won like 5 matches in a row.
Well, what the fuck was he talking about? Like, I must think about my future and retiring.
That was like 5 weeks ago.
That was like 2 weeks ago,
No,
man.
it wasn't.
Like-
No, it wasn't.
2 months ago.
Yeah.
2 months ago?
Yeah, it was 2 months ago.
Wait, where the fuck have I been?
That's what I'm.
Who did he win against?
Cesaro.
Yeah.
Grand
beats-
Metalik.
Cesaro, and
He beat Cesaro again.
he beat Cesaro twice.
Yep. And then.
Yep.
Hold on, I think you guys are full of poontang pie.
We're not. I swear to God. He has beaten. He's won like 3 or 4 matches in a row.
I'm gonna say 2 to 3 max.
He's
Also, it's Rey
ever since
Mysterio.
he
Come
cut
on, I don't
that
care if he won
promo,
I don't care if he won 100,000 matches.
He
He
doesn't
didn't
deserve
actually
a title
win
shot.
Fucking guy couldn't bend a piece of paper with his moveset.
I fucking hate Rey Mysterio. I hate.
Good lord, that was almost the earring in your eye.
Night night, baby girl. I'll see you tomorrow. You've been working until the break of dawn. What is Dory singing a song?
No, basically that's where he's been, and she was answering for him.
Okay. Just whatever. It is what it is. Oh my god, that logo looks fucking dumb. So really, that's all they did fucking do is like move the middle like angled. Looks dumb. Oh, we're gonna get the fucking Fiend. Sure.
I can't wait. I'm watching a girl with a small vacuum.
Hulk Hogan, brother.
I love this commercial. Like, while he looked at the devastated barn, he decided to make whiskey.
Oh, you're
What the
talking
fuck?
about that Jameson commercial,
The
ain't
Jim
you?
Beam commercial. It's
Yeah,
like, oh, it looks war torn. Time to make liquor.
Well, we're getting this match again, and Seth Rollins is going to. He's going to do the finger poke of death. He's going to touch him, and he's going to fucking disintegrate. Rollins actually, he's only lost like, 375 pounds? He's only lost 10 pounds.
Yeah, he just became ripped, I guess. Or more. I don't know. Fuck him. I don't care. He's a loser. He's a loser.
I'm with you, man. With you.
I can't wait till they get the new, like, Instead of the whatever era they want to like put on the new Raw logo, because you know it's going to be there.
Mm-hmm. The new era.
The new era, Miz TV with Hulk Hogan and Rick. Oh my fucking lord!
That's right. I said we're definitely.
There's some A-listers. One of them is like literally a second away from being dead. Fucking
Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan are gonna have one more match.
I can't wait for that one.
The knee replacement on a pole match.
Oh well, I don't think Ric Flair is ever going to wrestle again. He's like 90. Braun Strowman is literally the biggest loser.
I agree.
He looks almost like he could be a red dot on Google Maps for like raping children.
Right? He's running through Rollins.
Braun! Now take off your top, Tommy.
Get these hands.
Oh, God. Going to jail. Tommy's gonna get these hands.
He's gonna get my balls on his chin.
Glamour shots by Braun Strowman. Braun likes to wear women's clothing, and she's not joking. What kind of women's clothing? I don't know why that actually matters, but I'm just saying. Is it just bras or panties? Or is it purses and high heels? Also, I don't give a fuck. He wears dresses because he likes it. How do you know this? Do you know him? Do you speak on the DLs? In the DMs?
The DLs in the download.
The DMs? Seth Rollins, you just beat him. Do the exact same thing. Or go outside the ring and break your own ribs. You'll be fine. I don't want to Google Braun Strowman in dresses. I'm just going to throw that out there. But I will. Research purposes. So this is basically going to be the exact same match we've seen at Clash of Champions, right?
Well,
very similar.
Of course it is.
That's why they do this, because they know how to wrestle each other. And yeah, the exact same shoulder tackle and same reaction. That's how that match began, I think, at Clash of Champions. And now just
I mean,
the new face of queer. This is the exact same match.
It is. It is. Except there's a commercial in between.
Seth Rollins is literally selling like Shawn Michaels versus Hulk Hogan.
I don't even.
They're fucking flipping all over the fucking place. Like every time you touch me, I am going to backflip.
Right. Oh, I know. So we know Rey Mysterio is not going to come out and interfere in the match. And if he does, he's just going to bounce off fucking Seth and. Here's the thing. These commercials, Pizza Hut commercial coming on at 10 o'clock at night, unless you're a stoner, you're not going to eat a pizza.
Well, Pizza Hut's basically closed here at 10 o'clock, so it makes no sense for them to be a commercial at that point.
Well, they are here, and they essentially close at the same time here. On the weekends, they're open till 11 because, well, Fridays, around here, Friday nights are really big for Pizza Hut because of the football game. Everybody goes to fucking Pizza Hut. The high school football game, everybody goes to Pizza Hut and all that shit. Like, after our game, that's where, took all the players went up there and we sat there and ate pizza and talked about where we were going to go party afterwards. Even though we had just lost 50-0.
Celebrate.
That's what
It wasn't.
I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. Played a game. It was our last game of our senior season. We skipped school, and well, a bunch of us. I didn't, but skipped school, and half the team got high, whatever and whatnot, and then we played a game. We literally lost 63-0.
Well, it's like, even when you lose games, you go to Pizza Hut and go drinking after. I'm sure I understand why your team lost.
Exactly. We scored 21 points the whole year.
What was it, all against one team at least?
Actually, let me see. No, it was against 3 different teams.
Ooh.
We scored 8 points against Fenimore. We scored 6 points against Iowa Grande, and then we scored 7 points against Lancaster. I think they beat us 48-7 or something like that. We got destroyed. I think we gave up like 1,000 points that year. We lost every game like 50 to whatever. We were.
At least you tried. That's all that matters.
I played quarterback, and I can guarantee you that we had one game where I was sacked literally 14 times.
He played for the Wisconsin Rey Mysterios.
I pretty much did. My offensive line, Rey Mysterio was bigger than half my offensive line.
And he's a midget.
I was bigger.
This is why he hates midgets.
I was bigger than half my offensive line.
This is why he hates midgets.
I do. No, I hate midgets because of what happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go.
Nope. They're hugging each other.
No.
Oh. Well, they are for me.
That's the exact same match. That point where Seth super kicks him, covers him, and Braun kicks the fuck out like a big man should.
Same match.
Every fucking time. Oh, didn't he do a fucking sleeper hold too?
Yep. Same match.
Dory on the next call. Pretty much everybody here knows it. I had an altercation with Fitz. I really don't want to go into this whole story. I will fill you in later. I'm pretty sure I thought I told you. It is a long story, but it's really a short story. So moral of the story is don't tell a midget who you grew.
Don't speak to midgets. It's best not to speak to them.
Don't even talk to them.
You might have been, Dory.
What? She might have been, or I might not have. I might have been drunk and thought that I told her. I don't know.
Braun, just become a loser like you know you are. It's all good.
How? Okay, so a frog splash almost beats Braun.
Yeah, because it's Seth Rollins frog splashing. That's a god frog splashing somebody.
I guess you're right. I
Think
can't.
about that.
You're 5'4"? No. Are you proportionate to your body? Then you're okay. Midgets are proportionate. I shouldn't be picking on midgets because they fucking get me.
Some of them are.
No, they're not.
Some of them try.
They try.
Like
What's up,
Warwick
Rain? How's it
Davis,
going,
he was with, like really long arms and shit. He had human arms. I mean, sorry, for regular person arms and hands. He had a midget face, but he had and midget like torso and midget legs, but he had like regular sized arms and hands. Think about that.
This match is just.
This match is why is this happening?
Because, again, Braun Strowman came out and challenged Seth. Seth said, I accept.
But he lost, so why would you accept?
Because, well, Seth Rollins said something, and Braun said, fucking Seth almost tripped.
No, it's filler, and that's exactly what it is.
You'll just
I'll
wait.
be right back.
WWE main roster is filler. For more filler. Just to have more filler attached to it.
Just wait. Seth Rollins almost biffed it hard.
I'll be biffs it all night long.
The only thing that's different is what happens now.
Well, you're in the future, so I don't know what that means.
You'll see in a second. I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, so he's deciding to be frog splash from every corner. What can keep Braun Strowman down? What the fuck? He just kept him down a couple weeks ago. Well, actually, just like a week ago, it feels like. I don't know where I've been. I love Old Faithful.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
There you go. Chokeslam his ass on the fucking hardest part of the ring. Instead, he goes on a fucking 400-meter dash. Seth Rollins is right beside him. He's like, I'll be back. Just goes fucking running around the track. Oh my god. Ridiculous. And what point is that, Renee? That he's lost 90% of his last matches? Pantsuit son of a bitch.
This is so dumb.
Bray shows up, but fucking Ron. That's my only hope. Okay. This is stupid.
No, Braun doesn't need surgery and vacation time. Stupid. Care. I don't give a shit about the fucking match that's coming. I don't care. I don't. Mm-mm-mm. Well, what in the hell? Well, if he comes back from that, it hurts. If what? If who comes back from what? If Braun comes back from what he just did to Bray, everybody's gonna forget about Bray in a couple of months anyway. So who gives a shit? I'm sorry, I just don't care. I just don't give a shit about fucking Bray Wyatt. Done yet? Okay, let me explain this to you. Did it make sense for Seth Rollins to come back the day after the fucking pay-per-view with what Bray did to fucking Seth? No, it don't. But he did. So Braun's probably going to come back next week with that philosophy. I don't care. I don't care if he's Jesus Christ or whatnot. When you're telling a story, you don't build somebody up to be Jesus. Braun will be back next week. And if he doesn't come back next week, he'll be back in a couple of weeks. Just saying, I don't give a shit about fucking Bray. Bray Wyatt's dead to me. Basement, you still alive, or you just want to stab yourself in the face with the soldering iron? Good talk. Correct? Did you see it?
I didn't get to take my stream class. For what I saw, the show was decent. I mean, they let some of the matches have a good amount of time, but it's like it felt like those matches went on too long.
Match was shit. This whole show was. I mean, the show was okay. It was wrestling centric, but
Good God, that was boring.
that was anything that the segment, the end of that show, what happened with that was way too long and over. I don't know. You tell me.
Exaggerated.
Yeah, it's not. I don't fucking buy it. Bray Wyatt. I can't. And if Braun doesn't show up, then why in the fuck did Seth show up? I can't buy that a 220-pound man, even though he's been built to be fucking Superman and cannot be beaten except by kryptonite.
He's a god.
Braun
is dead and has been dead for a long time.
No, he has been, and I agree with that. But I don't buy the fact that he's going away for a long period of time.
Where is he going?
Braun is 400 pounds. There is no way that a mandible fucking claw is going to have somebody disappear from a show.
They're killing Bray Wyatt by what they're doing with him. They're making him like, yeah, I understand. Okay, if he wasn't involved in this feud and he had a moment, I'm gonna say past WrestleMania, maybe the first month after WrestleMania, where maybe he got into a feud with Braun Strowman, and he did this to him, I could believe it. Now I can't believe it because it's just like fucking overnight he's an unstoppable force. Overnight he's become an unstoppable force, which makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
They built him slowly for 6 months, only to build him to the pinnacle of where he's going to be as a character in 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just horrible.
Where Bray Wyatt is, he's going no further right now.
Well, what the fuck? He's challenging for a title. How much further can it go?
No, and that's what I'm saying. He's going no further. No further.
I agree with you.
Say it again?
I agree with you 100%. I think they fucked his character over immeasurably, and people don't like all the people that love the idea of seeing him have fun with it. The problem is you're going to hate it in a couple months because of they didn't treat him right. They didn't do this and that's with him. Well, it's WWE.
And it's WWE, but it's them listening to the fans. It's the fans getting what they want.
This is
the problem with WWE, giving the fucking fans what they fucking
want. But the thing is, like, it's so selective with WWE. It's so selective. It's like, we're going to give the fans what they want when we shouldn't do it. And then we're not going to do it when we should. It's like the backwards. They're Bizarro World. Fuck them calling everybody else Bizarro World. They're fucking in some weird realm where, like, when things need to happen, no, we're not going to do it. When things don't need to happen, yeah, we're going to pull the trigger 100%. Whoever's in control must be fucking living in reverse and retarded.
Mm-hmm. Ninja, please, hell no. It's happening.
It's gonna happen.
It's happening.
It's gonna happen because you can't put someone on a pedestal and not give them the championship and not bury them. And even if he gets the championship, burial will happen to his character as a whole. Mm-hmm. Because then he has to be featured, and when he's featured too much as that type of character, he's going to die.
This character, this Bray character, the Fiend, should not be ever. You could.
He should be Brock Lesnar in the way he's booked.
Yes,
for the last couple of years, he should be booked like Brock Lesnar or The Undertaker.
He should never be a champion, ever. Ever.
Yeah, I'm okay with him being a champion, but his character has to be established first. And they haven't established his character. It's like The Undertaker. Establish the character, give him the gold. If he loses the gold, it's acceptable.
He's not the Pennywise of WWE. Not even fucking close.
Yeah, no, that's just no.
That's not even a good comparison.
I don't even know what that means, to be honest. Like he's fucking eating kids. Like, his Pennywise just literally like
Bray is going to be Brock 2.0, but then again, they won't do that because as soon as they do that, if they turn him into Brock, people will not want.
But no, Rain, you're right. He should be Brock 2.0, where he's featured very seldomly, and when he is, it's a run-in, and he has a match every third month or something like that, until he's been established for about 9 months. Then get him, or 6 months even, get him in the action, get him a championship, make him lose it because he's fighting with his own mind at SummerSlam or something like that. I can get behind that, but to go from 6 months of Firefly Funhouse to 1 match to championship? What the fuck? Set up for failure is what he is.
Yep.
And it's not on Bray Wyatt. It's not on him. The guy has done more so than I think most talent in terms of trying to be the heyday of wrestling, where he's given his all to the persona they've given him. The booking now, too soon. Too much. I can't see an out that they could that actually helps the character. More so than letting the slow build happen with that character. Giving it time to build. Giving him time to attack people. Giving him time to attack people and have feuds with people that aren't championship level. Or even if they are, they don't hold the championship.
Mm-hmm.
now that they're doing him fighting someone with the Universal Championship, he's solidified himself as somebody that will only fight for the Universal Champion or Championship or on that level.
Mm-hmm. He's
and fast tracked his character way too fast, man.
I'm with you. You're preaching to the choir. But I said it from the beginning. I called this from the beginning. They were going to ruin his character right from the get-go. I knew they were going to do something to this effect. And effectively, essentially, they're just going to realign him back to fucking Bray Wyatt. And they're going to put him in a new Wyatt family faction. I see it all. I see it happening. I see it. Because it's going to be the Fiend took over his character. I don't want to see. I don't.
Let me ask you this, JP. Since 2005, let's say, maybe a bit later than that, maybe even 2008 or something, what character has WWE built that has actually lasted throughout their career properly? That was also successful in doing so.
John Cena.
John Cena was built before 2005 or 2008.
Or 2008?
Either or, he was built before that. He was starting to be built before that. Even I think, Randy Orton was built before that.
He was before John Cena.
But they cannot build a character. They have not been able to build a career character. They've only been able to build portions of it. Like, you're this person for 3 months, you're this person for a year, you're this person for 2 years, and then we're going to change you because we can't book anything.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I was going to say Roman, but they really fucked the goat on that one.
Roman is like, I mean, fucking hell, man. A kid that was just born can book Roman. If the way they were booking him. He's Superman. That's it. It's like,
what do I think of the Roman feud? I think it's stupid.
I also believe that they dropped the ball hugely on that whole fucking thing going on.
They did. If the end result is Eric Rowan, I don't
kill me.
Yep.
Cut my wrists. I'll sleep with Rey Mysterio.
Yep, I agree with that. Best match of the night?
Not that any of the matches are that much memorable, but like they did give time in ring, which is a bonus for WWE because that's something that they haven't done for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They used to give only like 2.5 minute matches, 5 minute matches. I think most of this Raw was probably closer to the 10-minute mark for most matches that they did. Right. If you average it out, it'd be anywhere between 8 and 12.
Right.
Which is solid. No matter if I thought the Raw was shit or not, that's at least a bonus.
Right. Well, which match do you think was better of those matches?
Well, considering the only match I didn't actually see, and I know you've seen it multiple times, was Corbin and fucking Chad Gable. This is the first time I'm seeing them wrestle. That's why I'd probably give it that. But I'm sure it's not the match of the night.
No, you're right. No, I actually, you know what? Look, I say this all the time. I'm sick and tired of seeing the same repeat matches. But if you know me, I don't shit on the wrestlers because the in-ring portion of it is good. But it becomes repetitive and it's the same thing. If you look at it, if you look at the match between Aaron, you go back and watch it when it comes out. If you haven't seen it already, go watch this match. It's the exact same match. The only thing that is different is the ending. If you look at their King of the Ring match, the ending is the exact same thing. Exact same thing. I think it was the best match, the best segment of the night. I don't know. I don't care. I really
putting Bray Wyatt in a championship match overexposes his character way too soon. And I knew it was over for Bray Wyatt as soon as they were selling the Raw as the Firefly Funhouse segment. I saw that on the fucking whatever I was watching before. And what was it called? The fucking old woman looks at waves, Chicago PD.
Oh,
I was
don't know.
watching that, and they were literally fucking advertising Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse. They've gone 100% in on selling Halloween for casuals,
Right.
and it's going to kill Bray Wyatt or at least hurt him significantly.
Agreed.
And for the people that don't see that, it's good for you, man. Continue watching what you're watching with blind eyes.
Yep. Good night, Ray Sean and Rain. I don't think they're doing that. I don't think Bray Wyatt is bringing back the Wyatt family. I don't think he's behind the Roman thing. I
Braun
could
is
be
too big
wrong.
to be a fucking part-time player.
Yeah. I don't see Bray Wyatt being. I don't see. Because if you've seen tonight, he took out Braun, who was part of the Wyatt family. So I don't think they're doing. Segment. I just didn't care about the segments tonight. I really didn't. The match of the night. The matches were good, but the best one was Bray Wyatt or Baron Corbin. Not Bray Wyatt. I'm sorry. God damn it. Was Baron Corbin and Chad Gable was the best match of the night for me. Bob, what about you, man?
I agree 100%.
I mean, the best segment, the best production. I could go with the Becky thing. I just don't know what she said. I do agree with Basement. I like what they're doing with the backstage stuff. Interview, so to speak, makes sense. This is the kind of stuff that they used to do. They used to do the interviews, or I sat down with whoever.
They've done it before, though. They did it with Samoa Joe. They did it with Brock Lesnar.
Right. And if you notice, they've kind of changed the way that they have these people looking at the television. Natalia was actually looking at the TV. She wasn't standing all awkward, fucking boobs jutting out,
Standing beside it with
looking
shoving
like
tits in
this
your
at the
face.
camera, looking like this at the TV. So they've kind of gotten rid of that whole production of how they should look at the TV screen. I didn't mind that. They're getting better at making stuff look more natural. You notice that you aren't seeing a lot of in-ring promos. I mean, you're seeing it at the beginning, but I don't think I've seen too many promos in the ring. They've kind of gone away from that, which I don't mind because that's this is the formula that they had. Open the show with the promo, have a fucking 6-man tag team match, bring out another promo. And that was their formula. And then they'd go from there. They'd have like 10 promos in the fucking ring and a backstage segment every once in a while or whatever. Now it's more wrestling, which is what everybody wants. But the matches that they're giving us are still questionable because they're giving us too much of the same matches. Too much of the same matches, but the matches themselves are decent. I can't shit on the matches. I'm just getting sick of the same matches, same people. If that makes sense. Am I
Well,
making sense?
yeah, they've done that for a
Yeah.
long time. Just recycling matches. As soon as somebody wrestles somebody else, they're like, "Oh, we can kind of like bank on this because they know how to work with each other in ring."
So I'm not. I'm not. I'm not going to shit on the wrestling. I'm not. I can't really shit on the promos because there wasn't that many. At the beginning of the show, I could give a shit about because I knew where it was going. It was leading to what happened at the end. So yeah. Anybody got anything else they'd like to add?
Bobbit, you alive?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Ask away. Bobbit.
Bobbit.
He probably.
Well, we might go live later tonight on the Horny Goat with KFC presents "Love You, Colonel Sanders."
Hell
Okay.
The
yeah.
dating simulator. We might go live later tonight if I can download it in time. It's a live at midnight, so if we can and Bobbit, you're down, maybe we'll try it. If I can change the fucking time frame, but that's a possibility. Just wanted to mention that.
Okay. Sounds good. And what you don't see, if you want to go back and this week in wrestling, we actually talk about the stuff that we see, and we don't just talk about WWE. We talk about AEW. We talk about New Japan. We talk about the happenings, the news, what's going on in wrestling, all the fucking stupid shit that fucking Twitter gives us. Because I love fucking shitting on fucking people on Twitter. I don't know, it's just one of those. But gaming streams on the Horny Goat. This week in wrestling memories. This next week, might have to. We'll figure something out.
Well, we just debuted some Cuphead. That's going to be pretty frequent on the channel for the next week or two. And it's fun.
Okay.
It's fun and stupid. And JP, you're part of it for a time.
Yeah, every once in a while. I usually, for me with the gaming streams, I'm usually in bed by then because I have to work. I try to be there for some of them. I know that we are going to be doing Erica. I just need to know when he wants to do that, and I'm
Well, I
going.
want to do it with you, Gina, and hopefully Cardinal.
Okay,
And
sounds
hopefully
good.
soon in the next couple weeks.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm down for that. Um, but other than that, I have nothing else. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Look, WWE is trying. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say WWE is trying to make themselves better, but they really aren't going to change anything until they go to Fox. And even then, Raw will probably be the same crappy ass shit they get every week because they're going to be on the same fucking network. They aren't going anywhere. And the SmackDown, I'm kind of looking forward to because I don't know. I'm looking forward to the production value on Fox, and I'm looking forward to seeing the first ratings because they're really, and I will give Fox this, they are really promoting the shit out of WWE. If you've watched any of the football games, they've had superstars on college football. They've had them on NFL. Rey Mysterio was in the NFL at an NFL game. He was in the Vikings game this past weekend. They called him Nacho Libre. It's kind of funny. It's a plain. It was they were wasn't meant to be mean, but so they're really promoting WWE hard. Um, I'd like to see what they're going to do. And the commercial that they have, their commercial is really good. It adds, it's really well put together commercial. Have you seen the commercial for that basement?
I have not.
It's actually a pretty good commercial.
Yeah, it is.
The production value is really good on it. It sounds different, which I hope that the sound that they have is the exact sound that they use for that commercial because it doesn't sound forced. It sounds natural. So, and I hope that they do what they did with NXT, where they have the way that they not with Triple H doing the fucking promo thing. I'm talking about the sports look. that NXT had. I hope they do that with Fox. So we'll see though. 'Cause it would
Only
make
time
little
will
sense.
tell.
Yep. But we'll see, and that's in a couple. That's in 2 weeks, right? Yeah, it's in 2 weeks. Not this week, but next week, and it's next week Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Brock will be facing Kofi Kingston for the WWE title. But we will be live again tomorrow night for SmackDown, unless unfortunate events happen, where I throw myself off of my balcony. I'm just kidding. I don't think Edge is going to spear anyone on Fox. I don't know who they're bringing in for the premiere of the show. If I was Fox, if I was WWE, I would keep Undertaker. I would keep Stone Cold Steve Austin. I keep The Rock. I keep all of them away. I don't know if they will, but they may. Edge, I keep all of them away. Let the newer guys, let's see what they can do. We don't need the nostalgia acts on the shows. We don't. But I'm holding my bated breath for that one. But other than that, I don't have anything else. I know I'm rambling on, but you guys have a great night, and we will talk to you tomorrow night for SmackDown. Goodbye.
Night, folks.
Good night. Why can't I change the date on this fucking live stream? Come.